I'll rip and screaming from your soul. We'll watch it fall. Now you come to walk on. Come and set your light through. Just set your light through before we're only whispers in the wind. You can turn my world upside down, a rush like I've not felt before. I can trust myself. I need you to make it turn. I know. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me? We won't leave it to chance. We can't write our romance. We'll never be the same again. I could keep the light from turning into darkness. You'd be my escape. What have we been told? Is it true or false? Future might seem every spot we're getting close. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me? We won't leave it to chance. We can't write our romance. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me when the sky starts to change? Yeah, we won't be afraid. We'll never be the same again. Will you follow me? We won't
Hello and welcome to the Weebs of the Ring podcast with anime in our souls and thoughts of wrestling out of control. We are a group of weebs who love the entertainment of professional wrestling. Allow us to be the voices inside of your head as we go through the wrestling event of the evening, give our thoughts and predictions on what's to come, and provide an experience inclusive to all nerds out there. Grab your steel chair, yell for the table, and get put through an experience like none other. Brought to you by NOE Studio. This is the Weebs of the Ring podcast. Hopefully you enjoy this little ASMR treat. For some of you that like the ASMR thing, I am not going to click my lips because that is just kind of gross to me. So I don't want to gross anybody out with my clicking of my lips. But welcome to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. We had our final SmackDown before WrestleMania. Hopefully you guys have had a good Friday night. If you're an oldie coming back to our streams, welcome. Glad you guys have come back to our streams. If you're new here, well, hey, we're three lovely gentlemen who love wrestling. We love anime, we love manga, we love video games, we love all that nerdy stuff. We tie it into wrestling to kind of make sense of everything. I, of course, am your world champion, walk-ins with the Yeet going on, because that's right, the Yeet is going to be starting our WrestleMania evenings tomorrow night. Looking forward to that, getting the most predictable match out of the way. But of course, I am never alone in this endeavor for talking about the wonderful world of pro wrestling, for you see two lovely gentlemen are standing right above me. On my right shoulder, we have the man who likes to give a positive spin on a lot of things. It's very rare that he's very angry about things, but, you know, maybe he can help shine some positivity again on all of this. He is known as a revolutionary. He is known as a visionary, of course. He is also one that likes to stamp out some peds of the senses all around the peep. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is the legend D Vash. Vash, how you doing tonight?
It's your boy, the humanoid typhoon legend, D-Vash. You could also call me the visionary Vash, who could sit down with his crossed leg in the middle of the ring and tell you a whole spiel on why he'll be winning WrestleMania and why it's best for business to understand that this all started 12 years ago and it's going to finally end on WrestleMania. And you know why your boy's excited and was just dancing, doing little wacky moves out here? Is because this is the first Weebs of the Ring full year season recap. Like, we here literally from WrestleMania 40 to WrestleMania 41. We reach a whole fucking year, and I'm here for it. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I am ecstatic. How about you, Drop? I know you're ecstatic. You look thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, trying to catch up on some sleep, though. That's definitely going to be my WrestleMania this weekend. For sure, when it comes to me actually getting a proper sleep routine. But yeah, this is our last SmackDown before the big show tomorrow. I mean, we got Stand and Deliver, we got WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2. It's gonna be one hell of a ride, and it's gonna be a fun show to unpack tonight, because there was a lot of things I did like in this show, and I don't know if I'm the only one when I say this, but I kind of liked this go home show a little bit more than Raw's.
Oh, definitely. Like, this was exactly what a go home show should be. And if anything, this might be the one show I felt throughout most of this WrestleMania build that has given me that WrestleMania feeling again. Like, it got me hyped for this weekend and all that. Like, yeah, like, out of all the shows, I think maybe the only other show might be maybe the Raw after the Rumble, or maybe the Raw after Elimination Chamber. One of those ones might have gotten me just as excited. But, like, yeah, this was just a really strong show. And, like, a lot of segments were pretty basic when you kind of look at it. When you just kind of look at it, but again, you don't need to do too much the night before WrestleMania. Like, this is WrestleMania Eve right now. You know, like, a lot of the promo segments, they don't have much more to say. You know, they've already said what they need to. But, like, a lot of the in-ring action was really good, and you could
Ooh,
just
that
get
battle
that
royal.
feeling. Dude, well, yeah, we'll get into the battle royal
I
here in
wanna
a
say,
minute.
look, chat. I'm not a big fan of battle royals because sometimes they just get complicated on like it gets very
He's
convoluted.
wrong,
1 in
but
30. But I like it when there's just a really good one. Like with this one, we had Carmelo. I was rooting for Andrade. Everything was good about it. Everyone had a good spot. The years before with Bobby and with Bonds were really good. So I just can't wait to talk
Don't bring
about
up
that.
that
But
Bobby
I
one.
do want to add. Did Bobby Lashley win the 39 one?
No, he did. I'm just gonna say, don't bring it up.
Ah,
If you know the
oh,
meme, if you
he's
know,
not part of us anymore.
no,
oh yeah, he's
not
erased from
that.
history.
If you know the meme where you have that clip of him just posing out there, and then that's it.
True.
Dude, that's gonna be Carmelo Hayes on Sunday. He's just gonna walk out with the trophy.
That is true. He's gonna be walking out with it. Other than that, before we continue on, I do want to say that this SmackDown, I am on the same page with you. The SmackDown was really good compared to the past 4 months as well. Like this was a good WrestleMania build and a 3-hour SmackDown for me. It was actually overall entertaining. I was not saying hook on every single hour on every single segment, but there's a few little nitpicks I could say that could have been added on WrestleMania and not just added for next week's SmackDown. But we could talk about that very soon. But I would say it for a 3-hour SmackDown, because we've been complaining for week to week for the past 4 months. This was actually a much better one than average. So I appreciate that too.
Yeah, I can see that. Gob, did you have any other words before we get into the show?
No, let's just get into the show, honestly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, like really, like we have some strong segments to kind of talk about and all that. So we're actually going to start off here with our main event segment. We had John Cena and Cody Rhodes having one final face-off before WrestleMania. So they had some words here with John and Cody kind of going back and forth. A lot more John here than Cody. With John, I mean, he basically just told Cody, shut your mouth, kid. I got some things to say. And he's mainly just kind of talking down to the crowd, but he also kind of takes a couple shots at wrestlers who quote unquote retire. And I kind of like how he does that. He's like, yeah, all these people think that, oh, this is John's last year, and last year, quote unquote, but he will always come back. There's no such thing as a true wrestling retirement. Just look at freaking Ric Flair for the past 10 years. Or give or take, however long. But like, I really like his promo here because like, there's a lot of truth to this. Because it's like, yeah, a lot of wrestlers who do retire, they kind of start feeling that FOMO a little bit, like that fear of missing out, and they miss that crowd energy. And I kind of feel that too. Like as somebody who used to like perform on stage and like perform for groups of people, it's intoxicating. Like you miss that. Like whether it's a crowd of like thousands of people like the WWE people do, or just like a group of like hundreds of people, or like even like tens of people or dozens of people or whatever. Like
If I may
you
add,
still miss. Yeah, go ahead.
that reminds me of the famous quote of Eddie Guerrero when he says, "I'm addicted to it." To the heat of the people, to the audience, the energy. As somebody who like I was horrible at public speaking, stage fright. I was a guy who used to stutter. Now 10 years later of me, I'll call myself healing of not stuttering no more and actually having actually the confidence to do public speaking is addicting. You feel the energy of the crowd. Is why those people like Drew McIntyre at the fucking kickoff, he was screaming. So not screaming. He was happy hearing his name being screamed out by everyone. He like, look at this. You hear this? Finally, people are awake, knowing that I've been telling the truth. That also has some truth in what he's saying. That he was just happy. Yeah. He was feeling good. The energy. It was intoxicating. What you're talking about.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And that's just the thing. Like you get so addicted to getting that crowd energy and like feeling just being in that moment of just people adoring you or even hating you. Because, like, I mean, to kind of take something away from like what Charlotte's had said in the past, like whether they're booing or wooing, they're reacting, and like just that reaction alone, you're getting something out of the crowd, and like that's one thing about art. And yes, because wrestling is an art form. You know, if you want to fight me about it, join us on maybe grappling with a week one week. We'll make that a topic of discussion. But like wrestling as an art form and just art in general, if you can get an emotion out of somebody, you've succeeded as an artist. You know, the worst thing you can do as an artist is to make somebody not feel anything. But what I'm getting to that is like, you know, John's basically saying here, hey, when I'm done here, I'm done. I am not coming back. I'm perfectly fine with my life outside of WWE and outside of wrestling. I'm just doing this to kind of finish everything, to kind of solidify everything. And he does hint at why he joined with The Rock.
Yes, finally, like, people have been asking for that as well.
Mm-hmm. It's this moment where it's just like, as soon as Cody said, fuck you, Rock, John knew at that moment, okay, you know what? You are not a strong person. Excuse me, everybody. Sorry. had some chicken for dinner, so a little burpy. Yeah, it's basically like, okay, you care so much about these other people that you're not willing to go that extra mile, that extra step to truly win. And in a way, and Drop, you might get this too, in a way, this is kind of harkening back to like John's program with Bray Wyatt way back in the day, where it's like Bray kept trying to get John to succumb to the dark side and like do whatever is necessary to win, and like tempt him to like cheat to win, or like use a chair, or like get disqualified or anything, like enter that darkness and all that. And like it feels like John's trying to pull a little bit from that history as well, like going forward with everything. But and actually, you know, Drop, I'm gonna bring it to you now. Like, how did you feel about this promo? Like, we got an answer from John about, I guess, kind of why he joined The Rock. Just like, I'm going to do this for my legacy. I'm going to do this for me and not for these people. I'm going to win. Like, how do you feel about, like, I guess his reasoning behind all this and just like his overall promo here at the end?
I really enjoyed this opening part of the segment because I really wanted to hear what John was going to say to respond to Cody the following week, or I should say the next time that they came in contact with one another, because I was really curious to see, you know, how he was going to follow up with that response. And the way that he executed it, you know, made a lot of sense, because just not to like reiterate a lot of the things that you said, but you also got to look at where John's character currently is right now. He's been on the longest losing streak ever. He hasn't really been able to achieve success because he was doing the exact same thing as Cody. He was with the crowd, along with the journey the entire way, with the fans backing him up, and it just didn't leave him anywhere for years on end. He hasn't been able to find that touch that he had before. So looking at the decision he made, it makes sense, because where else is he really going to, you know, get to that level that he wants to be again without doing that Atari code to really get him to where he needs to be? And if people know what the Atari code is, it's the famous cheat code when it comes to that. But that's essentially with John. I mean, constant losing streak, aligning with The Rock, doing what you can to win, protecting your legacy, everything along the lines of that. It makes sense why he's in this position right now, and it makes sense, you know, how he was responding to Cody within this segment itself to really put him at a level where he's starting to understand his opponent, so he can get inside of his head and understand, you know, how this person operates and how he's going to work around them to get them to get himself even further. And we obviously hear about that, you know, later when it comes to the second part of the promo as well.
Yeah. Um, yeah, but like that's basically the gist of his promo here. It's just like I'm gonna make I like his singer here with his promo where it's just like I'm gonna make you somebody on Sunday, somebody who realizes they have they have to sever ties with the losers in their lives. And like the whole time John's going on this promo, he's kind of spitting facts. He's kind of spitting some real life facts here because it's like, sometimes you do have to kind of sever ties with the people that keep bringing you down, and whether they're bringing you down or just like their energy, for example. So it's like, let's say, your best friend is, somebody you're really close to, somebody you love to hang out with and all that, but like all they like to do is just hang around and play video games and all that. Nothing
The
against
same
video
routine.
games or anything. Yeah, it's just the same routine. It's just like, oh, let's play Mario Kart this weekend. Okay, great, bet, let's do that next Saturday. Hey, let's play Mario Kart. And like for like the next like 5 to 10 Saturdays, it's like, okay, well, all we're doing is playing Mario Kart and shooting the shit. It's just like, well, do you want to like get some dinner somewhere? Do you want to like let's hang out in person or anything? Like, I mean, we can hang out in person, but let's play Mario Kart. It's like but there's so much more and all that. It's just like you kind of start realizing, like, yeah, I like hanging out with you, but we're not really progressing anything. Not only in our own like friendship relationship, but it's like even in our own lives, we're not really doing anything with that. And like that's what John's kind of hinting at with Cody. It's just like as much as these fans will love and adore you, it's not gonna last forever. Like that little honeymoon phase is gonna leave. Like all that fun is gonna just die out. And I think that's what he meant by like this heaviness that comes with the title. It's like
Yeah.
because John even said in his promo, he's just like, yeah, I was not the one to congratulate you. I was the one to tell you that title is going to get heavier and heavier the longer you hold on to it. And yeah, he's coming for you. He's going to take it. He's going to hold on to it. Drop, you want to say something in the middle of that? Sorry.
Oh no, I wasn't. I just saw something.
Oh, my bad. Oh,
Well, but I would like to
yeah,
interrupt though.
yes, go.
I have some thoughts because crowd, WrestleMania crowd. I have a question. What the fuck were y'all booing Cody? Because during when John spoke first, of course, Cody came out. He was about to speak, not even a millisecond yet before he took his breath out. John music came in. He showed the tower and everything. He started speaking. Like Walken said, I don't want to repeat what he said, but right after Cody started to speak, and the crowd in the background was booing him, and I'm like, "What are y'all doing? Let him speak." But then he's not getting rattled, like like some other people have last week. But Cody couldn't speak for a few seconds while the crowd was booing, and I was very not impressed. I was more like stunned, more shocked. But I have to understand or remind myself that this WrestleMania crowd is a mix. International visitors, it's a whole mix of people being like influenced and also trying to stir up trouble. So I just really was curious about that. How do you guys feel about like the Cody aspect, getting booed first? Of course, he did twist it around. People started to support, back him up once the promo started to continue. And by the way, great promo from Cody. I don't know who really won on that one in that shot fire. Obviously, if you want to say who won, is Cody because he actually got John knocked out with a crossroads. So per se, yeah. But the promo wise, I can't really say who won, but I feel like my gut is telling me John won in that one. But how do you feel? How did you guys feel about the Cody aspect?
I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't really like looking at who wins what when it comes to this whole scenario. I just really like how they're out there trying to tell a story of their own so the crowd can understand where they currently are right now when it comes to John's mindset, when it comes to Cody's mindset. Because when you look at John, John's been in the game for years. He knows how things operate. And you look at Cody, a lot of people jumping into this thing, just add a little tidbit to, this little discussion we're having. A lot of people are wondering, is Cody going to be able to handle John? We already know Cody's a great storyteller. He's considered one of the greatest storytellers in the business. He's really good on the mic. A lot of people look at this as like the ultimate test. So, looking at how Cody was getting booed, but he was able to turn that around with no issues at all whatsoever. Kind of like how he did it with ease, like he was playing a video game. He just beat that final boss of ease with no challenge. You know, that's very telling because not that many people can do that. Because the normal scenario that usually plays out when someone's in that predicament is that that person gets rattled, where they hear the crowd react in that way and they don't know how to fire back and they don't know how to spin it around so it's on equal footing again. So when it came to what was going on with Cody in that scenario, I felt like he was able to handle its own. So I kind of look at it where it's like they both did a very good job. They were on an even playing field when it came to what they were doing. So I would have to say they both did a good job because I really enjoyed this final segment between the both of them. The way that Cody was able to spit all that venom out on him to really stop Cena in his tracks, kind of like how Cena did the exact same thing to Cody. I really liked that.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, it's like Cody was able to snap back to John Cena, like even with the crowd booing him. I mean, they did come around eventually with Cody. They started saying Cody Rhodes, like they did start doing that and all that, and like some of the lines that Cody was saying to John, like, "Oh, people worshipped you. Do you even know the people that like? Do you know the guy who handed you the microphone and all that? Like, yeah, who?" This isn't the company that you left. This isn't the company that you used to run. You know, and Cody even went in on him. He was just like, "You're overrated. You're overbearing. You're out of touch and out of time." He even called him paler than Sting from Starrcade, which I need to go back. Dude, Vash, he even mentioned that Oscars moment when John walked out butt-ass naked. You know?
And then he said that you work for those same people that you made fun of. And I'm like, yeah. And he literally came out naked with butt cheeks out and everything. And I'm like, you really did this for the comedy aspect, for the entertainers. He did that.
Yeah. Look, like, and that's the thing, like, I'm kind of with Drop on this too. It's just like, you know, yeah, you could say, oh, somebody won, somebody lost in a promo segment, but like, at the end of the day, like, they both really, like, at least with their words, they sold the match really well and how they both feel going forward and all that. When we get to, like, the physical aspect of things, you know, we'll get into that, but go ahead.
I was just going to add as well, it just makes a show when two players know how to roll and don't feel like there's a win or loss, meaning that how we're talking about, it's not really a win or loss. They both sold the match and everything. Remember back then when John would actually beat her, or there's other promos like for example CM Punk that would be good at the promos, and the other people's they were versed in those promos will look obviously they kind of shit the bed or they were bad at it, and it was very obvious of who won those promos. But when it comes to two superstars that are actually good at what they do, like, you know, back then was Cody and Roman doing their promos, going back and forth about their fathers and how The Rock joined later and just added more to it. Now we have John and Cody doing their thing, where even again Cody brought up, like, I love the line you brought up saying that, hey, you call me underwhelming, or what was the other word he said?
Oh, like overbearing, overrated, out of touch, out of time.
John called Cody, I believe, was underwhelming, or what was it?
Oh yeah. It was underwhelming was the main one. I kind of
underwhelming. So I just love how he did the transition after that. But John, I got something for you. You were overrated, overbearing, and that was great. And I love how he transitioned to the end of the joke, saying that, but in 225 you still can't wrestle even out of all that. So I just love how he brought that back, because that's still one of the most things that a lot of people have said about John Cena back then during his huge runs, that he just has the same moveset. He was very simple. Same thing they say about Jey Uso, and even Jey Uso, you know, spoke about it and has been on the headline in the Twitter timeline for those people that want to go check that out. But I really like how this promo was. Even Cody coming on top. If anyone wants to hear our thoughts, for grappling, our prediction video of a 4-hour coverage and time codes are there. But it was truly marvelous, where I'm still thinking that John will win my heart, but I would love to see Cody. Right now, I know Watkins, you change your answer, or you have more of a 100% or like 120% answer now?
Oh no, I am like quadrupling down on the fact that Cena's winning on Sunday, because like here's the thing with like these two and all that. Like, I didn't need physicality, and this is mainly just like a personal opinion with all this. I don't think we really needed physicality with it. I think we could have just kept with the promo work and just saved the physicality for WrestleMania. But like we've had 2 instances now. I mean 3 if you count Elimination Chamber, but not really counting that towards this build and all that, at least at this moment. But like, we had 2 other instances where both John and Cody did get physical with each other.
And both times he has won.
Both times Cody has come out on top. And especially tonight, like, I think tonight really nailed it for me, where like Cena's winning, because like, especially the way he was talking, and especially like how he was explaining like him aligning with The Rock and all that. How he was like, I chose with lack of a better term, what's best for business and all that. But like, John chose The Rock because he realized, okay, I can win by aligning myself with the guy who runs this company and all that. Like, I can take, it could be the easy route and all that, but like, again, it's him choosing the path to victory. Whether that's it reminds me of Invincible with Cecil, where he's just like, his whole thing about like, okay, do you want to be the good guy or do you want to be the guy who saves the world? It's like, okay, do you want to win or do you want to be a good guy? Like, and that's the thing. Or I guess in another anime sense too, it's like with Deku and Bakugo. It's like, okay, one wants to save people, the other one wants to win. But how do you do that? Can you save to win? Can you do that? I mean, Cody can probably do that, but like, I kind of want to lean more towards the Cecil thing, with Invincible, because like that's the thing. It's like, do you fight to win or do you fight to be like a hero? Yeah,
it's a good reference for the Cecil, because it really gives where can you live long enough to see yourself become the villain? That's another phrase as well, where, John, for us, as kids, our inner child, my inner child, Wonka's inner child, any other person has seen the story of John Cena since the early 2000s to now. He's been a hero to us for the past 25 years, and he even acknowledged that he finally turned to heel. Even Drew McIntyre said that it took you guys long enough when he did the heel turn with a foot. So it just shows that when the story of the character finally turns evil, it's not because they want to, it's because they also have suffered long enough and the limit has broken. John Cena, his limit was so high, that's why we have literally a term that Watkins literally calls it Super Cena. Many fans, even the audience, even the games acknowledge it. The WWE universe acknowledges it. We know that a Super Cena exists. So for that to be the case, that with Super Cena, he is a Superman. He has kryptonite. He found it, and now he knows that, hey, this is my last tour, my last time. And it's very true on the nose what he said, that this is his last retirement. He keeps showing every week or every time he's on screen a new towel, wherever that city is, and saying, this is my last time here. You may want to boo me, you may want to cheer me, but I may never come here as a wrestler again. I may come here as a promoter, come here just for the hypeness, but you guys will see me in the business too. But in the jorts, never again.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. So, Drop, now that you're back, how did you feel about the physical part of this confrontation? Because, like, again, Cody came out on top with it all.
Yeah.
And he's kind of, at least to me, he's kind of coming off very cocky and very strong going into WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So, that's why I'm kind of quadrupling down on Cena winning. But what do you think about the physical part of this final confrontation we had?
You talking about what John said about not having to wrestle, or the crossroads?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Because I mean, there was like, I don't know if it was supposed to be an eye poke, but it kind of looked like a judo chop from Austin
felt like
Powers.
It kind of like a slap to the ear where
Yeah.
it kind of
Yeah.
got him then faded or like fade, so kind of slap to the ear, like bam.
Like even Hang 'em High had to only give it like one ring at the time, so it's just like, oh, it did like almost no damage.
Yeah.
Okay. But
okay.
but yeah, I guess just mainly the physicality of this confrontation.
Okay. So like, I mean, like what we saw like towards the end, where it was going for an AA, but then that transitioned into a crossroads. I mean, I guess stemming off of your comment, really, when it comes to just Cody looking strong. I mean, like the physicality itself. I mean, that's all there really there. That's all there really was there to it. But with the whole Cody thing, I mean, I get why they want him to look strong, because he is, the champion going in there. And if you really want to nail it in the coffin for John to get number 17, you would probably have to have, some guy that's probably going to have a lot of 2.99999 counts, like whatever Roman had when it comes to those pins that he always ticked out of. I mean, that pretty much transitioned to Cody at this point. So I expect a lot of that shit to happen, a lot of close calls. And so,
yeah,
when it comes to what Cena said, because I feel like that was like the biggest talking point coming out that I noticed a lot of people saying, even when I was on like different Discord servers talking to friends or talking in like a group wrestling server, a lot of people are saying, okay, what does Cena mean when he says, oh, well, I don't have to wrestle to get where I need to be? Because that's been one of the main things that Cody has targeted him at least twice. I can't really say it's like the main thing, but it's like how he ended like that first back and forth with the you can't wrestle thing, and then the same thing tonight. It definitely makes me feel like there's going to be a lot of shenanigans taking place when it comes to, I mean, I guess I can say like John probably not being, I mean, it almost made me think on my head like the way that John was describing it, where since The Rock is in charge of everything, I wouldn't be surprised if like these three guys just beat the shit out of him throughout the match. Just do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Because the ref honestly can't say anything. You remember The Rock last time in that tag match? The Rock, and this is a regular one-on-one match. So it's like, when he was in the tag match, The Rock was like, whatever I say goes, I'm in charge, which I mean makes sense. He's the head, he's part of the board. So I could easily see something like this playing out where there's a lot of shenanigans. Rock saying allow this to happen, or since he's there, he's allowing it to happen. I could see a lot of stuff like that. I could easily see, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you could easily see some shenanigans play out where The Rock wants to be the ref. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but that's just the kind of power he has to do whatever the fuck he wants. So that's what it starts to make me feel like, where it's like Cena's going to have his moments throughout the match where, he's putting up a fight against Cody and everything. But I feel like it's going to come to points where, there's going to be a lot of cheating involved. There's going to be a lot of stuff taking place. Like, I don't think it's going to be at the level of last year. It's going to be really hard to top that. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of key moments in here. I do believe that Stone Cold Steve Austin is getting involved in this match. That's something I forgot to mention in our predictions last night. I do believe he is getting involved in this match. So it's like, not against Cody. It wouldn't make any fucking sense at all.
Oh no, that'd be silly. That'd be silly.
But it's like I can see like definitely something like that playing out, and that's basically like my thoughts on it. Really, when it comes to the question you asked me.
Okay. All right, yeah. So I mean, again, we had we had this as the main event segment, kind of ending the night off. it felt a little weird to me, at least at first, because like it's basically the same ending we had from like a couple Raws ago.
Yeah, I will
where
say
like
that.
Cody hit a crossroads. Yeah, like I don't want to say it felt like a wet fart, but again, that's why I'm like quadrupling down with Cena winning. Cause like,
I mean, to be honest, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be against that, honestly, because it kind of did feel like that. Not saying that the segment was bad, but it's like Vash mentioned earlier. It's like you had everything wrapped up early. You got 5 minutes left. I thought something else was gonna happen. Like, why are you having?
Yes.
And they did this shit earlier in the show too, where they talked about all the matches and stuff. So it's like, why do we need to know about that again? You did it earlier in the show. I recall seeing all of that stuff. So it's like, why are you leaving 5 minutes left just to go after the matches and just to have Cody having like a closing shot? It just made it feel like you were either gonna have something come up. Like, I'll give you guys like my whole thought process when I was watching it. When I looked at it, I had this look on my face. I'm like, okay, that's it. Like, you're just ending it with Cody reversing an AA into a crossroads, having Cena down as he walks out and you go over all the matches. I'm like, really? That's it? I thought it was going to be one of those things. It's like you get the logo and then something else happens. Like, there was actually a part of me where I thought Travis Scott or The Rock was going to come out, or possibly Cena got up from the crossroads and he did some shit before Cody left the ring. Like, once we came back to see what was going on between the both of them, like, I thought something else entirely was going to happen to really like leave us on like another cliffhanger outside of like what we saw before, because it is exactly like that Monday Night Raw angle where they were going back and forth and then Cody hits him the crossroads and leaves. It's the exact same thing that happened. So it's like, I guess if I were to have a little nitpick within this segment itself, because I really did enjoy it, like I spoke about earlier, between both of the guys going back and forth, having equal footing, because I kind of look at them as their own people. I don't really think one outweighs the other, because Cody's proven time and time again, like I mentioned, he's able to hold his own. So it's like, that's like my little nitpick with it. It's like, we could have had a little something there outside of that, because I saw even reports earlier this afternoon where they're like, okay, Cody and Cena are going to be closing out the show. That's going to be the main event. Okay, it makes sense. That's the main event of WrestleMania, really. And then they said, oh, there's going to be like some special producer like behind this when it comes to who's orchestrating it. Like, I saw that as well, like how you have certain like segments take place and it's like, okay, so and so did this, kind of like how Abyss is in charge of a certain segment or match, or Jamie Noble or Adam Pearce, you know, people like that when it comes to either matches or certain segments when it comes to their work. Because I saw that report come out, it's like, okay, what is this? And then I didn't really understand exactly after the show was over, okay, what was this special flair they were going to do outside of what we saw? So
yeah, it was definitely an interesting ending to the segment, but again, it's really just nitpicky at best.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
like again, it was a very strong segment. You know, just the ending part, just maybe a little could have done a little bit more, but that's fine. We got the whole weekend to kind of hype up to it, and again, I'm kind of with you too. It's just like Cena kept harping on the fact that like he doesn't have to out wrestle Cody. You just gotta kind of outsmart him to do all that.
Yeah,
and
pop in the head too.
I mean, yeah, a little pop on the head too. We'll take you out. So yeah, if you want to hear us talk more about Cody and John, again, we got our predictions show that's out on the channel. Just check that out. Got all the time codes and all that. Yeah, we talk about the whole card too as well. Just as much as WWE wanted to give us the whole card tonight as well. So yeah, I think we're in a good spot to kind of move on to the rest of the show and what happened throughout the evening, because we had a lot of stuff happen and like a lot of good moments too. Starting off, of course, with just how our night started off with Seth Rollins coming out and kind of doing a CM Punk like pipe bomb here, where he sits in the middle of the road in the ring, cross-legged, and you know he lets the crowd do their thing. They're chanting OTC, they're chanting CM Punk, And he's just like, yeah, you know, we're starting this off like we used to back in the day, like back like in 2023 or 2022, with Seth coming out being like, welcome to Monday Night Rollins, but instead it's Friday Night Rollins. So cool, neat, awesome. We're changing up the formula a little bit. But he starts with Punk, and basically with his promo here, he's basically saying how Punk didn't really return for the people, even though they kept chanting him for the past 10 years. He mainly came back for the money, and he somewhat like off without mentioning them. He did mention AEW a little bit, saying, you know, Punk went where the money was. He was given a big check. He returned to the ring, but not in the WWE ring, but in an AEW ring. And when he burnt those bridges, when he burnt all his other bridges, he finally decided, okay, well, let me go back to WWE because they're going to sign me a big old check too. And that it harkens again to that one comment that Punk made. He's not here to make friends. He's here to make money.
Yeah.
And I feel like that comment just keeps coming back to kind of bite him in the ass, because like Drew's been kind of right with him, like, and again, like Punk's words, you know, he's been talking with the crowd and like trying to fight for the crowd. So it's like these people aren't 100% right, but he did come back for the money. And like I'm also going to reference this part too, and I don't know how clearly you guys will remember this too, because I think it was like around like 2017 or 2018, maybe 2019 time. CM Punk technically did come back to the WWE for a bit, just not employed by WWE. He was employed by Fox for this little show that WWE was doing. Yeah, like they were doing this little show for Fox through WWE and all that, and he came back for that. And I mean, I can only imagine the only reason he came back for that, money. Like the check was good enough for him to be like, all right, you know what? I'll come back, be WWE adjacent, whatever have you. But Seth also runs down Roman too. He's just like, you know, Roman can't even fake to like you people. Like he can't even show up for work. He just wants to be part time. He can't even be asked to even pretend he likes you guys. And he just goes on this spiel about how much he's sacrificed, not only just in the past year, but the past 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, harkening all the way back to like 12 years ago when the Shield first came by, when they were the Shield for Punk. Like Rollins keeps stating how much he's sacrificed for other people and for this business. And to be honest, Seth kind of gave me vibes of Vegeta a little bit, because Vegeta also sacrifices a lot for things, and he doesn't end up winning and all that. And that's kind of been Rollins the past year. Like he's sacrificed so much just a year ago. Like he sacrificed his health, sacrificed time with his family. He sacrificed his own title that he built up. Like Seth sacrificed so much for the business, and he doesn't want that to go away because of Roman and Punk. And I like too, he kind of he references a few lines. Like he gives a whole "believe that" line drop, which, you know, again, Roman used to say that back when he was a hated babyface and all that. But I think the biggest thing here is the fact that, you know, not only did he vow to win at WrestleMania like anyone else would, he made sure to add that it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler.
Spoiler.
Ooh.
Something that Paul Heyman says.
Spoilers.
Yeah, fuck them spoilers. Like, keep those spoilers out of here. I don't need them. I don't need my One Piece spoilers, even though I look at them. But that's besides the point. I can say that because we're on a wrestling show, not a manga show. So, you know, whatever. That's besides the point. Yeah. I thought, man, Seth has been just on fire this whole freaking build for this match. Like, he's been the one that's been on it. He's been the one that's been right. He has been the one that has been, like, showing that he is the one. He needs to win this match. I am just another one that I'm quadruply, if not quintuply, quintuply down on. Seth needs to win tomorrow. No matter what happens, no matter what comes from it, have him win the match, have him go over, have him turn heel. I don't give a crap. I'm going to be behind him all the way because he was spitting some facts tonight. And damn, just like the work he's put in since last year has been A+, even the year before that too. Like, he is one of WWE's top stars for a reason. And man, just give him this big win. Give him this moment, and it just the segment was so good. I loved it, man. I loved it.
Well,
great
expression in the passionate aspect. Because you know what, I'm coming here to interrupt you and tell you as well, as a visionary, as well, with long hair, sunglasses, and everything. Even though I'm not wearing them and everything, and beautiful outfit, gear, suit, very professional, I would say. Very best for business, as as The Rock will say. Very flaming little duck, very gold rose and everything. Ray fire outfit.
Ooh.
The crossing in the middle of the ring, really homage to the guy that you hate and the guy that you was inspired back in the kid, that you want to be trained by him, like CM Punk said, that you want to do it for free, etc. I love how he crossed, just playing the mental game is something that Seth always has done, playing the mental game. And I love how he brought up during the story in this 1 hour free commercial, which I feel like is going to be a lot more, but we'll talk more about that in the next part of this. That was the Battle Royal. So something that Seth did, I love how he gave kind of like a recap to the story. Like, he was, for anybody that did experience this, around a campfire, and each person goes around and tells a story, a horror, or a story in a way that it gets you immersed. And I love how he gave us a story. I was immersed into, I don't know about you guys, but telling us a recap from the start of the Seth and the Shield, the start of Seth protecting CM Punk because of Paul Heyman, having all this little small type of timeline with bullet points being told by Seth. It was appreciated as a fan that, as much as that we just started being content creators for this, and we've been fans about this content, this product for so long, it's just nice to give that refresher, just to have it fresh in your head from Seth and just being told. It makes me also be more known from a prediction from last night. This man might be more on the edge of turning heel or joining The Rock, the final boss. And it'll be pretty interesting that if that actually does happen, that Seth was the one that went face to face of The Rock during the press conference last year, and The Rock like, who is you? And now Seth is joining him. That would be like, yo, that's kind of ironic, or is it like, yo, that's kind of two-faced? So I just can't wait to see where we get from now to the next 48 hours. It just gets me more excited.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. Seth has always been an opportunist in his career. Like, again, like I said last night, he was one of the ones, like, he joined the Authority, even though they were, as the Shield, going against them.
Yeah,
he still joined them. Like, he was still tempted to their side and all that. But go ahead and lay it on me. I know you and I kind of talked about this segment a little bit before the show as well, with Seth and all that. But what did you think of just like the promo he had? Does this help solidify your pick for who's winning the triple threat, or did it change in any aspect? What did you think of everything?
So, like you said, we did talk about this because I really wasn't able to hear it because I was at an indie show. I forgot to mention that earlier, guys. So I really wasn't able to really hear what he was saying in the promo itself. And one of the things I love the most outside of the wrestling aspect is the story. And I heard so many good things about it, so I probably have to go back and rewatch it after we're done with the show to really get the full grasp with it. But it's like just looking at it as a whole, knowing how Seth is and what you normally comes out of his mouth, and basically what we've been seeing with him with these past couple weeks. I mean, it really makes me want to see him win this match. And it's even like I told you, Watkins. It's like, of course, I want Cena to win 17, And if it happens, that's a good moment within itself. But there's also part of me that's like a little bit more excited to see this next direction for Seth. Because keep in mind, this is Cena's last year. We're going to get the best out of him, of course. And I'm not trying to downplay Cena in any means. But Seth is a reoccurring character on television. And there's a reason why I bring that up. And I'll get into that in just a little bit. But it's like, he's somebody that we see on TV weekly, every Raw, every SmackDown. Maybe he appears on NXT if he ever wants to, if Ava ever invites him, whatever. He basically, in a sense, he's a full-time guy that we normally see. So seeing his evolution of his character, having a justified heel when it comes to what they're saying, the messages that they're delivering, all the things about Roman that are accurate, all the things about Punk that are accurate, really makes you feel for the character, really makes you feel like you're in their shoes and you understand exactly what's going on in their world. And it really makes me want to see him win, proving everybody right when it comes to everything that's going on. Like, I would hate for all of this depth to be put onto Seth, because I love Punk. I love Roman. Obviously, I love Roman. But it's like, I just really want to see where this version of Seth Rollins goes. Like, I'm just so invested in this version of Seth. And I'm not saying I've never been invested in Seth, but I haven't been this invested in Seth Rollins when it comes to what he's doing right now in a very long time. Probably ever since, what was going on with, the whole world heavyweight title picture when it came to that direction with Seth, and maybe a couple other things here and there, but gets me curious to see how the whole road is going to be laid out for him. And the reason why I brought him up as a reoccurring character on television and how we always see him is that this could easily factor into what Vash sheds. I know the idea sounds crazy on paper, but just thinking about it out loud and trying to really structure where it could go, it can go into so many ways. Because you look at Cena's message where he's like, I'm going to take that belt and disappear. Okay, you can do that. But what if there's other people that are a part of that group that can continue that story when Cena's not there, Rock's not there? You could have Seth being there. He could be the one holding the ground, continuing everything that's currently going on. And then whenever the other guys decide to make their presence again, then you could probably evolve the story even further with whatever's going on with that. I just want to see like what happens. It's like the Seth, just complete the mission and just fuck over Punk and Roman in that scenario and not even bother with Heyman, or does Heyman align with him, or do we see Seth continuing down this route with him and he actually is the one that he's actually the one that takes away that chance with Cody again when it comes to how he was the Shield last year, and now he's pretty much the knife that stabs him in the back, or I guess in a sense I'll use Punk's line, stabs him in the front when it comes to everything that they've been through. Because if I recall, and maybe this happened last year, but I recall, didn't they have a segment where they talked to each other recently this year?
Who? Seth and Cody?
Yeah, I thought they did.
I think they did at one point. It might have been around the time when Cody was going to be teaming with Roman.
Oh, okay, so yeah, that was around the War Games. Okay, yeah, so basically as a whole, it just makes you really curious to see, okay, well, if he can do this, what's next? Because a match with Punk or a match with Roman, I feel like it has to be more than that. And I kind of want to see how these two main events can intertwine with one another, because that was a really interesting concept last year. And it's not one of those things like last year where it's like, oh, if we win, the stipulation's on. If you lose, the stipulation's off. I want to see exactly how these two stories intertwine. So once we could, spark a new intriguing story within WWE with a lot of these guys. But it's just, it really makes me feel for Seth. I want him to win.
Well, see,
And I was so for Punk in the beginning. And even outside of what I said, I just want to see where this Seth goes. He doesn't have to do any of the Rock shit or John shit or whatever. I just want to see where this character goes. I just feel like he needs it. I definitely do expect a full-on heel turn from the guy. He works wonders as a heel. I've always loved Seth as either, but I've always loved him as a heel because he's just so intelligent, the way that he gets into people's heads and how he orchestrates all of these evil things to really just raise a lot of ruckus in the room. I just want to see the next evolution of this character. I love it. Serious Seth is so fucking intriguing.
Well, what's brilliant about all this too, and because I can't, I don't remember if I said this last night or not, but like there could be a really big story angle with this, where it's like, you know, we don't get the payoff for like Seth possibly joining The Rock on night 1, but it happens on night 2, where like he comes out and just like, okay, you know what, screw this match, and like kind of in a way, like kind of turning on John too, where it's just like, you know, kind of turning John's choice against him, being like, you know what, John, it's great that you made this choice, but you're not the guy. You're not the person that's best for business. And like that's when, like, because again, like it can harken back to just 10 years ago, the heist of the century with Seth going forward. Like it could be like Rock coming out being like, you know, I'm just gonna throw this new guy in here, and out comes Seth Rollins, wins the title right then and there, and it's just like, you okay, not only have you taken the title from Cody, but like this supposed heel turn from John has now been corrupted. Like John has turned his back on the fans for his own gain, and it's come to bite him in the ass. You know, like, and I know this is kind of, you know, going back to like John and Cody and all that, but like you could easily do that, and then like do the story, like you could start doing the build again of like John still trying to scrap to get number 17, like that's just another spin that you could do on all of this, you know. But like that's the beautiful thing about this triple threat match here, you know. It's just like the main thing coming out of this is what Seth is gonna do. Like, yeah, Roman and Punk have their thing, but like the fact that we're talking about Seth more than the two of them about what could be happening after this match kind of is telling on
potential.
Yeah, it shows the potential, and it shows like who should really be coming out of this match winning, you know. And I mean, Vash, I think you had hinted at this too. The way Seth was dressing tonight, it looked an awful lot like a certain outfit that a certain final boss would wear, or at least like the similar color scheme and all that, with his lovely vest that he likes to wear and everything. But yeah, and I mean that's mainly what this segment was. It was just Seth's turn to just again spit facts towards everybody, because again, like, he's not wrong in a lot of things that he said. I mean, again, Punk came back just for the money. Roman, it only shows up for the money. Rollins is there every single week, every single day, every single night, busting his ass for us. You know, and not only just for us, but for himself. To, you know, solidify his career and his legacy and all that. Yeah, I mean that's mainly what the segment did. It just boosted the fact that Rollins should win this triple threat. Like, I don't care who you are, like saying, "Oh, go home shows, people stand tall," blah blah blah. Great, awesome, fantastic. I don't care. Seth going over.
I believe I told this to drop during me and him watching SmackDown on the Discord server. So if anybody wants to join the Discord server, please hit the link down below from the comment section where you could join our Discord server and be part of the community. Quick side comment and plug. So when it came to the winner, Seth Rollins is number 1 for me. Number 2 is CM Punk, because if this is his first main event, and if he wins it, it's special, it's a good moment, understandable, so it has a lot of things. Roman should not win. So right now, like right here is Seth, like right here on the top of my limit, and then we got CM Punk. The Seth is like all the way right in the bottom of the screen, like right here. Yeah. So we have the first two and the Roman the bottom. So you know, so that's how it is, chat.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like, Roman's the only one that I can say would not make any sense in the slightest to win this.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather Roman not win.
Like, I really
And
don't know.
that-
Like,
and
what
that's-
does it benefit? You know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because that's the thing. Roman's character would benefit more from losing here than
Yes.
it would
Yes.
with winning.
Yeah, because we've
Oh.
been saying
Yeah.
for the longest time where it's like Roman needs a character development. This is how you get there.
Yeah, he needs some sort of change. He needs to like actually learn that, oh, I need to be different. I need to actually kind of give a shit. Okay. All right, let's do this.
What else happened during this commercial-free hour? What else did we get?
Yeah, so we had another thing during this commercial-free hour, which, oh boy, hopefully you guys like battle royals, because if you
No.
don't, I don't care. I'm a big, I like it. I like me a good battle royal, and like WWE, and I'll throw in AEW too. Like, sometimes whenever they do a battle royal, it is pretty good. But like in the past couple years, WWE has been putting on some pretty good battle royals. And this year's was no different when we had our annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal taking place here on SmackDown. I thought this was probably one of the best Andre the Giant Battle Royals that they've had since its inception. Because the thing is, it wasn't just like, oh, all these random people just fighting each other and just, oh, elimination here, elimination there. No, we actually had like little, yeah, there was story going on, just like and it wasn't just like an overall story. It was like little bits and piece stories here. Like even in our notes, I mainly just kind of had it as like a highlight reel of things. Like there was things with like Rey Fenix eliminating Los Garza and then eliminating Santos, kind of going on with that feud. There was stuff with like Tyler Bate and the Pretty Deadly and all that. Freaking Pete Dunne and Ludwig Kaiser kind of playing upon some history with them. And like even the Miz at certain points like had a conversation with Karrion Kross.
Yes.
So we're not forgetting about that. And the fact that he ends up he saved Carmelo Hayes at one point from getting eliminated. Like this match was really good. And like when we get to our final four, having Andrade, Rey Fenix, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Carmelo Hayes. First of all, great Final Four with that. But like, as soon as we got our Final Four, this match entered a whole other echelon of just awesome action. Because like Nakamura just goes right on the attack, like on Andrade. It hits like a Kinshasa at one point, and he ends up getting eliminated. Cool, neat, whatever. But then like El Grande Americano comes out and costs Rey Fenix the match, and then we get a revisit of the Best of 7 series.
Oh my God.
Carmelo and Andrade, and fucking Carmelo Hayes goes over. He wins the battle royal. Oh my God, this was great. This was awesome. Then like again, a lot of just like other bits and pieces, highlights in this match. But like again, this is probably one of the best battle royals that they had in quite a while. And I really hope that with Carmelo Hayes winning this, it really propels him forward to do something in 2025. But go ahead, guys, talk to me. Vash, talk to me. Tell me, did you like this battle royal or not? And what was your favorite moment? What was your favorite moment of this?
This battle royal, the whole time, I'm not sure if the whole time Drop was hearing me throughout me watching it, or I think I was muted because I was just full of excitement. I was watching Andrade, and my prediction was him winning. My prediction was fucking him winning, and he was there. He was there. Look, Carmelo, Andrade winning, I'm okay with either or. Yeah. I didn't think Rey Fenix would have won. I feel like it was just way too soon. If they did strap him with that win, I'm like, okay, they're really going to put the rock in him. But they could do it in any other way, which they still did it within tonight with a little, with a 6-man tag. So we'll talk about that later. But the Battle Royal, Andrade was my highlight. This man, when he went one-on-one with Carmelo, it was counter for counter, counter for counter, counter for counter, and a counter for counter, and then a counter for counter. It was so good. It was beautiful just to see them go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It was truly marvelous just to see between them. I love how he even tweeted saying, hey, we still got 3 for 3. The best of 7 technically got cut short. So we still need to run the last one. I love that. I love how they bring that up. Additionally, you said that hopefully Carmelo Hayes with this win it propels him. Guess what? What happened to last year to the winner of the Andre the Giant, and that was Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed got the win, and then he became Big Bronson Reed. He became the tsunami. He became the man with 6 elephants of tsunamis from Pat McAfee weight machine, as he said, that took out Seth Rollins, The Miz, and I believe R-Truth, or I believe I'm forgetting somebody else, or it was just
Yeah, no, he went after our truth. Yeah.
Okay, so those 3 people that have been taken up by tsunami, and he was part of War Games, one of the biggest highlights of the past couple months of last year. However, because of his injury, he was out of commission. So I believe with Carmelo Hayes taking this huge W by the Andre the Giant, and I feel like it was a big missed opportunity. You have a guy named Andrade, and you have a thing called Andre the Giant. I feel like it will be perfect to literally give it to the guy that's literally called with a name, but hey, is what it is. Before I continue, I want to give Drop to also mention any highlights before I take some away.
So, first off, that is a pretty funny comment Moose said in the chat. That he said, "Vash is Andrade. You can't go into business for yourself." Probably alluding to the whole hairdo thing that you and Andrade having. But it's like I like
that was a little man bunch.
Yeah. But it's like I like the battle royal itself, because one of the things that I'm hoping comes out of it is that it benefits someone. It actually puts somebody in a spot that they really need to be. And I love Andrade, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the person that really needs it the most. And yes, Andrade hasn't really done like anything significant, but I felt like the person that a lot of people are harping for, because Braun Breaker's getting good treatment and Tiffany Stratton's getting good treatment. A lot of people were really pushing for Carmelo Hayes to, come out on top with this, because that's the one guy that hasn't really been able to do anything outside of those 2 other names that I mentioned. Braun's been killing it. People are loving him. Tiffany's been killing it. People are loving her. So I feel like with him winning this, I'm hoping once we head into the summer, you got a lot of interesting things going on with him. Maybe he has a title around that time. Maybe he's our Money in the Bank winner, because I can easily see him slotted with that sort of thing, because he just has the character to fit a gimmick like that. Just like if a Roxanne were to win a Money in the Bank contract, it's just, you have those people that have like those cocky personalities. They think that they're the shit. And Carmelo just fits that as a bill, saying he's him, Money in the Bank Carmelo, coming out every week.
Him in the bank.
Yeah, him in the bank, like teasing it.
Him in the bank. Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping out of this. That's why, like, pretty much this is our series finale, our season finale when it comes to WrestleMania. And then we get our new season opening up on the Monday Night Raw and the SmackDown, and even NXT after the conclusion of Stand and Deliver. So I'm really hoping with this, you got Carmelo, big winning the Battle Royal. You have him coming out SmackDown. You start kicking things into gear again with him. Maybe along the lines he gets rid of Miz, because he might look at Miz as somebody who's not really benefiting him at all, because I do notice, even though they are aligned with one another, he's not really like as enthusiastic with Miz as much as Miz is with him. So I can easily see something happening down the line if he were to, get rid of him. Maybe they have a match with one another, and then, obviously Melo goes on top and everything, and then we see where he goes from there. Like, I'm just really hoping that this does wonders for him, because I loved him in NXT. He's great. He could do so many good things. I mean, if you follow the guy's career, like, him and Braun are pretty much the leaders of the NXT 2.0 era. And if you see how people are presented on the developmental brand, you should be able to double or triple that presentation, considering that these are the future stars of your company. Because Carmelo has the look, he has the charisma. It's not like he struggles with anything. He has everything. He knows how to cut promos. He knows how to interact with the crowd. He has great matches. I mean, look at the trilogy him and Ilya Dragunov had. I mean, holy shit. They had some really great matches if you've ever watched them. So I was really excited about this, because I just really... I just get really curious to see like who's gonna win and where is this gonna propel them. Because Bronson Reed, he was struggling for a little bit when he came back to WWE, and then once he won that Battle Royal, and we were getting into the summer, look at him now. A lot of people get so fucking pumped to see the guy when he comes out. So that's all what I'm hoping for in the end. I thought this was very enjoyable. I would probably have to say one of the best battle royals they've done in quite some time when it comes to like the wrestling in there, everything just fitting so well when it comes to certain spots or whatever was transpiring there. You even had some storylines being built in there when it comes to El Grande Americano and Rey Fenix that we'll touch on 2 segments from now. So it's like so it's like,
how did you guys feel about Karrion Kross that when he got eliminated, people booed that he actually got eliminated? They were sad. How do you guys feel about that?
I like
listen to that, Triple H. Listen to the crowd.
I like that too, because before people are like, oh, okay, it's Kross, but like we spoke about yesterday, Kross is very good when you see those little segments online where he's like telling a story, and we were even saying, even though he's not a part of the AJ and Logan match, he's pretty much like one of the center parts of that story. So it's like, I'm really hoping, post Raw, you get some interesting things going on with him to really push him, because again, he's another guy. Just to throw him, we can honestly talk about a lot of these guys that were involved in the match. So it's like having Kross in here. It's like, I mean, I don't want to sound crazy when I say this, but I can see him, if he gets booked properly, he could be another star created. He could be a potential main event guy. I might sound crazy when I say that, but he has the potential, especially if you want to create a new star. I mean, look at Swerve in AEW. He didn't really do much over here, but once he went to AEW took somebody from WWE and they turned them into a star, and Swerve's like one of the top guys in their company. I'm not saying Swerve is like Karrion Kross. I'm using that as an example where it's like you take somebody who doesn't have anything and then you properly build them and you can turn them into something great. And I feel like if they're continuing this stride of Karrion Kross and seeing that reaction from tonight, I'm really hoping they could push him into something so he fits in well, because he's a good talker on the mic. He got his NXT entrance back on that Monday Night Raw. He has everything, and I just seeing that people care now, that's a good thing. That's a sign, and like Watkins says, that tells Triple H, you need to do something about this. And
like, you need to listen to the fans that you claim that you listen to.
Yes.
You claim, oh, I don't listen to the online critics. It's all about the in-person crowd. It's just like, all right, there were 2 instances tonight where the crowd was just like, hey, yes, or boo, no.
Yeah, and they can't say that.
This is one of them.
And they can't say they don't listen to us, because if it wasn't for us, Cody wouldn't have finished his story last year. So it's like, you notice how these people feel about certain wrestlers that are on your shows when it comes to the 3 of them, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. If you listen to how the crowd feels about these people, you should be able to handle them so they can get to the level where they need to be. So you don't have to struggle if somebody's injured or they're written out of a storyline because of an angle or whatever it is. You can actually have more people to lean on besides Seth Rollins or Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. Like, you actually have, like, maybe we'll say Mello was actually, at the level where it needs to be. Oh, okay, I can go on Mello now. Oh, I can go on Kaiser now for a mid-card program. When Kaiser's obviously at the level where he needs to be. And even like when they start evolving more with Dom, okay, now I can evolve with Dom now, because Dom's getting there when it comes to that too.
He is.
So it's like, just look at this as a test tonight where it shows, all right, let's put all of our guys in here. We'll see how the crowd reacts. And then that gives you a good idea of like how to book television moving forward. But yeah, this was a very good battle royal. It was very, it's called the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. This was a very memorable battle royal to me.
Yeah. Oh, same here. And like I think one other spot I wanted to highlight, we had glossed over it a little bit, is just like Chad Gable not only like interacting with like all of the luchadors, not just the ones from the LWO, but there was Andrade in there was Rey Fenix in there, so it's like these stories were intertwining with each other. I mean, we had New Catch Republic looking on with like Pretty Deadly and all that.
Yeah,
like they had a good separate shows too. Yeah,
they had a nice rally, a little spot. Also, there's a name for that. That they Pretty Deadly, I believe, used one of New Catch Republic. I believe it was Pete Dunne, and used them as a bounce to hit Bait. I believe his name.
Who?
Big Boy.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot his actual name. Yes.
Yeah, the littlest strong boy.
Yeah, the little strong boy.
Tiniest,
so it just shows that this was actually a good battle royal where each person had a story. Even the guy from F Academy, you know, why am I drawing the names?
Talking about Tozawa?
Not Tozawa.
Yeeted out of.
Yeah. He got yeeted, got thrown off the ring. I forgot who it was. Not Otis? Curtis, not Brutus. Otis, thank you. Otis just ran me, both Brutus and the Creed brothers, just knocking them out and taking himself out. It just felt like an Otis thing, which I was hoping for him to do a small interaction with Chad Gable. Unless he did that, I probably missed it. But I would have liked a little small, stare down like, hey, we were once best friends, we were once teams, but like I still got beef with you. Like just stare down, because like their little beef kind of went hot and cold, so it didn't fully flesh out well. So it's a little nice stare down. Would have been nice. I don't know about you guys, but that would have been nice. When it came to Carmelo Hayes, I just want to add one last thing. Congrats on his win. I really can't wait to see what his next few months goes, because right after this is Backlash and then Money in the Bank and everything, and I believe Clash in the Castle or something like that in June, I believe. I forgot. I feel like I'm missing one PLE, but I'm really happy for Carmelo. I know us here on the Weebs of the Ring had been asking for him to get a W or some type of recognition. Like Drop brought up earlier, we had Tiffany and Braun Breaker. We had other people from NXT that has been doing great. However, he hasn't, and it's been Ray Rocket for him. I can't wait to see what comes with him next. Some US title or IC title, down the road. So I can't wait to see that.
Oh, same here. So yeah, a hell of a battle royal. People always want to meme about the Andre the Giant battle royal, but this one, I think this one delivered in a lot of good ways, and we got to see some of what the mid card will have in store for us this year and all that. But to kind of transition from that to the rest of the show as well, our build for 2 women's matches tonight, for this weekend and all that. So Rhea Ripley comes out to just kind of talk a little bit to the crowd about past couple of weeks. She did get distracted. She kind of admitted again that it was her fault, but she's looking more into the future. She could be here to complain, bitch, and moan and all that, but nah, she's gonna focus on the future. And hi Io, how you doing? She can't get a word out because here comes Bianca, who she gets booed again. So that's another thing to kind of note there. We'll probably just talk a little bit more. Yeah, we'll talk more about Bianca getting booed here in just a second.
Yeah, I have
but like,
about that.
Yeah.
When it comes to addressing people online specifically.
Yeah, the people online just love all this. But she starts to try to say a few words, but out comes Naomi, who calls Bianca out, being like, "Hey, girl, you're leaving me on red. What's up? We need to talk about all this stuff." Jade comes out in her best She-Gill outfit. Talking to.
Thank you for the cosplay in people's dreams. Just saying, Jade.
Yeah, I love that.
It was great. Bianca stands in their way too, trying to keep the peace. Rhea steps in, and then the big old fight ensues. Io stands tall, so does Jade.
Yeah.
Interesting that they're kind of combining the two feuds now.
Yeah.
I feel like if we had maybe last week, if we started to combine them, that would have been a little cool. But I mean, I'm still fine with it. I'm so cool with it. Just that's a nitpick at best. I thought the segment was pretty good for what it was and all that. But like we should probably talk about some of these spots in all this. But go ahead, Vash.
So appreciate for the recap for the audience and us, to start
Yeah.
off the segment. The Rhea Ripley, and then we have the Io, then we have the Bianca, the Jade, and Naomi. By the way, for a quick reference, if anybody like myself did not remember, these were the first 5 ladies as well from War Games back last year. I posted a picture in the Discord server that these were the 5 ladies that went against the good heels. I mean, the good versus the heels last year War Games, and now we have them all having a little small feud against one another and a bit of drama going on there. So I love that. The outfits and the gear, amazing. The memes of the stop sign and the red light, green light, and everything, hilarious. But with those side comments on the side, I want to say, Rhea, I like that she's acknowledging her flaw, or she's acknowledging her, hey, look, guys, I fuck up. I know I was the one that really noticed, but hey, we got here anyway. We did what we did, and I'm going to get my title back, and I'm going to do what I got to do. So I feel like she's kind of, not redeeming herself, but she's kind of like, hey, I did my mistake. Let's just shrug that under the rug, and let's just continue moving. And that's what I felt like. And I met and know some of those people in real life that already knows and acknowledge what they have done. But then, like, hey, look, it is what it is. Let's move it to the side. But then I love how, in an interesting aspect, and I can't wait for us to break it down, or like, why? Bianca, why are you getting booed? Because I think, for my reasoning, is because people are tired of seeing her as the face. Right now, they want to see more of the aggression, more of the attitude that we have seen from NXT, more of that side. That's my assumption, my perspective of it. I can't wait to hear what the guys think. Yes, Sydney, if you want to also jump in and tell us about it as well, go for it. Because it seems like you want to jump in.
Tell us, girl.
When it comes to Naomi and Jade, I do understand and agree that why did they add it last minute, but I think it's because, like Drop said earlier during our show, that this is like a season finale towards WrestleMania. So we're about to also enter to our season, to our new season. So they're trying to merge in the stories. They're like, hey, after Bianca most likely losing this weekend, she's also going to continue her story with Jade and Naomi, where right now Naomi's like, hey, you've been leaving me on red. Everything has been delivered. And Jade's like, why are you protecting her? What's going on here? So right now, all this drama is intertwining with one another. And that's my quick 2 cents.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead, Job. What was your thoughts on this segment? And I guess we can use that to kind of transition into this Bianca talk as well.
Yeah, because it's more hysterical to me, given like the sort of reaction as to why people are saying it. But yeah, like you said, we'll get to that transition when we do. But it's like the segment itself, like I actually didn't mind it, because I remember us talking about the build last night when it came to this match, and it was very odd to me. And I'm not saying what we got on Monday was bad with the vignettes, but it just seemed very odd to me that these girls weren't on Monday Night Raw in the ring, like one last time before WrestleMania, because I didn't expect them to come out tonight. I literally thought Monday was it. So when they come out, because I didn't look at the plans or anything, I normally don't look at that. I know they leak a lot. I don't look at it.
Yeah.
But it's like when Rhea came out, I was like, okay, I didn't expect this, because I thought, okay, since you had the triple threat focus on Monday, all tonight was just going to be about Tiffany and Charlotte when it comes to that main title program with the ladies. That's what I thought. So when I saw Rhea come out, I was like, okay, this is interesting. I like this. This is kind of what I wanted to see. And then, not to reiterate what like we talked about already, but seeing them all together in the ring, seeing Rhea get in there, seeing Io, Bianca, and then just to expand on this, seeing Naomi and Jade get involved. Like, I understand they had to take some time to work on themselves when it comes to their feud, but I actually like this, because then it adds like another thing for Bianca when it comes to her pathway to get the Women's World Championship, because not only is she butting heads with Rhea Ripley and she's overlooking Io Sky, now you're having her past coming to haunt her again, that she was trying to move past when it comes to the whole situation that broke down between her, Jade, and Naomi. And maybe in a way, Rhea was kind of alluding to this like a couple weeks ago when it comes to where Bianca was at this point, and you're just moving on for what happened before with Jade and Naomi. Maybe that was like a little tidbit that was thrown in there that we didn't really expect to see, and then you see the lady come tonight. Because to me, in a way, that almost makes me feel like, okay, since their match is going to be on night one, which is later in the day, and we'll probably be talking about night one around this point, it makes me think, okay, since their match is on night one, they have all the time in the world on night two, because that's when the triple threat match takes place between these ladies, and I saw a report that they're supposed to be opening up night two.
Yes.
So
Yes,
it makes
they
me
are.
think whoever comes out on top in that match between Naomi and Jade, or even the both of them, makes me feel like their next pathway is going to be Bianca Belair. Let's say if Naomi wins, okay, Bianca's next. Let's say if Jade wins, okay, Bianca's next, because they all came out there for her. Well, Jade mainly came there because of Naomi, but it just gets me intrigued because, like, okay, these girls are involved now. Bianca seems like rattled when they came out there to obviously add to what was going on in the segment. So it got me intrigued to see, like, okay, is this going to fall in effect during that match itself? Because I get the whole thing where people are like, well, Bianca's streak is intact. She can't lose here or anything. But it's like, I'm still convinced where it's like she just has so many obstacles thrown at her, like I mentioned earlier. Why I don't understand how you reward that for title. It's like you reward her a title for moving incredibly fast when it comes to that situation between her, Jade, and Naomi, and then you have her butt heads with Rhea Ripley, almost like they were almost like they were blood sisters, just fighting back and forth. And then you're just overlooking that kid in the playground that just wants to be your friend or just wants to have a friendly competition of volleyball. And you just think you're the better volleyball player and just overlooking her, even though she's the ace on the team and she's the one getting the W's for that team to win the volleyball matches, get into the tournaments, win the trophy, go in the regional events or whatever the case may be. So it's like, it just didn't make sense to me. And obviously the whole Rhea thing, this is just a learning experience for her. I don't really see it where it's like, oh, hey, Rhea, here you go. Let's play hot potato again. So it's like, I'm still sold of Io winning this match, even though I did make a little comment earlier, but then I started coming to my senses again where it's like, doesn't make sense for her to lose. But now getting into the comments that I will touch on, and I'll pass it to you guys too when it comes to how you guys feel about it. And when I say it like this, it's not me saying, how do you guys feel about it when I'm saying like, oh, how do you guys feel about Bianca getting booed? That's not what I mean by that. What I mean by is like the audience's reaction online. It's we're not looking at this from the show's perspective. It's mainly like the IWC's reaction. I noticed where there's like a couple of people online making posts on there where it's like, oh my God, Bianca's getting booed. Like, why is she getting booed out there? Like, she's normally cheered all the time. And it's like, the way I was looking at it, I was like, why are you overlooking at it? Like she did something so bad, like she stole candy from a baby, or she did something like so fucked up. It's like, it to me, it kind of looks like that gives her a little fuel if she wants to evolve her character in a way. If she gets frustrated with the crowd, maybe you have another justified heel come out of that. Maybe that just adds to her whole entire story arc moving forward, or maybe that's just honestly the fans just showing that they like Rhea Ripley more and they like Io more, which when Io was going up against her in that backlash match in Puerto Rico, Io was the fan favorite in that match. Nobody was cheering for Bianca at all in the slightest, which then makes me think it's like, you're saying Bianca can't ever turn heel because she needs to be the one hanging out with the little girls, taking pictures with them, and everything like that.
She can
And I'm
still
like,
do
you're
that.
seeing, yeah, it's like she could still do that because I mean, look what they're doing at these WWE World events. So it's
Yeah.
like she could still do all of that stuff, but it's like you got something to work with here if you really want to do something with it. But again, it to me, it just goes to show that, you know, there's other people that they like more than her. Like I would say, I mean, it's no brainer here. Rhea Ripley's more loved than her, and it's pretty apparent now that Io Sky's more loved than her, because whenever Io's involved in anything, people just go ape crazy for her. People just love her. She's just a lovable babyface. She's just so fun to be around. So like that's how I looked at it, and it was just so weird to me. Where I was like, oh my god, why is Bianca getting booed, and people are overlooking at it like it's some sort of race thing, which I don't know why you're looking at it like that, because that's not it at the slightest. It's just really weird to me, because it's like Cody got booed tonight, but then he did a 180 and then he made the whole crowd, you know, work alongside him again. So it's like, it's just all part of wrestling. It's like not something to really take to heart and be like, oh my god, my favorite person's getting booed. What's going on? These people know how the game works. They know how to use the controller properly so they can hit the right combos, they can use their specials, and they can use their fatality to finish you off and win the match. They know how the wrestling world operates. They know how to carry themselves into situations like this, because if you look at LFG, or if you just look at the overall training process of these characters, they learn about all of these things before they're out there on this platform that they're there right now. Because on LFG, you have situations where it's like how to control a crowd, how to make yourself presentable, how to have that enthusiasm, kind of like how that guy saw it in an indie show, getting involved with the crowd, learning how to control them in the palm of your hands. So it's like, to them, it probably doesn't hit them in a wrong way, but if it's just the little outrage that I did see from it, it was just kind of weird, because I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. I didn't really see it in a way where it was like something so bad. Like it was like some sort of doomsday device or something.
Like the thing with like booing Bianca, it's the fact that people want more from her. They want more from the character of Bianca. It's like, yeah, it's great that you're a face that, you know, will fight for the title and be this fighting champion and all that stuff, but it's like, how many times do we have to see that? How many times do we have to have a character like that? Like, people want a Bianca that has a little bit more bite to it, you know, like just a little, not like an overhaul of her character, but like just something a little more with Bianca besides, I'm the EST. It's like, okay, that's great, prove it, you know, and yeah, you can prove it in the ring and all that, but like a gimmick like that and a phrase like that, just it fits more for a heel character. And like, as cocky as you can be as a face, it is so much better as a heel.
Oh yeah,
you know, and you kind of hit it too. It's just like more people wanted to see Rhea versus Io at WrestleMania, and you know, you gave us Bianca. It's just like, hi, yeah, that's fine, but you know, is she gonna be facing Rhea? Like, is it a singles match? Oh, we're doing a triple threat match now with Io, which, okay, fine, all right, like. That, and that's just the thing. Like, people want to make it so much of a bigger thing than it actually is. It's like, well, I mean, I get why you might feel that way, but that's not what it is. Like, at least that's not what it's coming off as. At least on camera. But I mean, you do you, I guess. You know, whatever. Vash, do you have any comments on that?
Thank you. That's all I got.
Thank you, or gracias. Oh, man. Yeah. Again, I like how they intertwine stories, because like it makes your universe, makes your world that you're creating lived in. You know, because Naomi should come out there and be like, "Hey, girl, why haven't you responded to me?
Yeah,
like, you want to come on to SmackDown now?
And
you know, okay."
I want to say thank you because literally in my predictions video last night, I literally told the guys that have a problem that there is no phone in this, in the universe. And you actually said, hey, I know it went there because it got delivered and I know it sent there. So you ghosted me. And I'm like, oh, thank you. They probably watched our 4-hour podcast last night and heard the complaints of like one person saying, like, hey, we don't have a good continuity of our phones working well in this universe. I think we should work better with that. Say just that it got delivered, it's just being not read. I'm like, okay, that works better. People got, read on. So I appreciate that, Naomi. And look, Wonka said it perfectly. So that's why I don't got much to say, is because the stories intertwining one another, it makes sense. You're in the season finale of a show that you're about to start again after this Sunday into Raw after Mania and SmackDown after Mania. They're going to be the new seasons. They're going to be telling you the recap and what's next for leading up to the next PLE, which is Backlash. So this making sense that the stories are intertwining one another, and having Rhea as well redeem herself, looking and be out on top as well after all these ladies. It just worked. And I love how she's just like, yo, y'all left me in the ring by myself. You know what I want to do? I want to flip on ya. And she literally goes to the corner, be like, all right, it's moonsault time. And just throws herself out there. She's like, yeah, watch it. I love it.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. So, Io standing tall again. Jay kind of standing tall again. Hey, it's great. Things are good. Things are looking good for WrestleMania. And one thing that was kind of looking good was this impromptu 6-man tag match we ended up getting with American Made taking on Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Rey Fenix. Oh boy, this gets set up because Chad Gable was just harping on the fact that Rey Fenix was eliminated by El Grande Americano, and Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio come up. They're like, hey, why are you messing with a boy of ours? We're cool with him. You guys want to fight? All right, great. We'll have a fight. I didn't get to see too much of the match, so I'm really going to defer to you guys on this, because I am getting a look from a certain female dog right now. So I'm going to take that female dog to go outside and make a tinkle, and I want you guys to kind of tell me a little bit about this match, because I saw a little bit of it. What I saw was really good, and there was a little bit of aftermath that I think we should hit on as well. But if you will pardon me for just a minute or two, I'm gonna go take care of this little girl. Vash, go ahead and start us off. How'd you feel about the match, the setup, all that stuff? How'd you feel about everything going into it?
Look, this match was good. Did I care for it? No, because in Grinding Story and with the Crew Brothers, I knew they were most likely gonna lose, because this is gonna Rey Mysterio be over within the story. We also have Rey Fenix, so this was more of a Rey Fenix moment. Working with Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, I'm glad he's getting booked. I'm glad he's getting TV time, because I know he just had a child, and I know that he's been hot and cold when it comes to his presentation on SmackDown or on the main roster overall since the NXT debut he did last year and a half ago, I believe, by now. So when it comes to this match, I wasn't too much into it. I was more like dragging my feet, like, can we just get on to it? Like, I know this man is a Grande Americano, and I know this is gonna continue on, and I know he got push out. The one thing I'm worried about is Rey Mysterio, because from the reports of he was limping out, but I know we'll talk more about that after drop. Give me your thoughts about this match. Did you care for it more than I did? Because I don't have much thoughts other than like, hey, it was good just to see these six men go at one each other. They have some cool spots, but not much that I could recall, because I wasn't really too much immersed into the fight or to the story, so I didn't really care much for it.
I mean, that's essentially what it was. It was just a match to get everybody involved, and I think one of the things you could really take away from this match itself is that Rey Fenix is able to work alongside Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio, which was probably the coolest moment to me to really think, because he just came into WWE 2 weeks ago. He had his first match against Nathan Frazer, then the following week he was Berto. Now he's working with a Hall of Famer and another great luchador known as Dragon Lee as well. So I just thought that moment in itself was cool, but I feel like the big talking point really is the current status with Rey Mysterio, because what we saw with Rey Mysterio when it comes to what we saw on the television show and what we saw from little video clips online is that they panned away from the camera, and I'm not entirely sure what happened. I'm probably in the same ballpark as you, where I have to really rewatch it to really see what led up to him being out of commission towards like the rest of that match. But now it opens up the door when it comes to that match between him and El Grande Americano tomorrow, because to me it actually looked like he was struggling. To me it looked like he had some struggle like walking, so I'm hoping it's not like an ACL injury or anything along the lines of that. Like, I'm hoping he'll be okay, and if it is a legit thing, I don't know if it's the best decision to have him compete in a match, considering the current moveset that he has, where he's normally like doing a lot of these high flying moves, these reversals, doing these poison ranas, or trying to just basically like move around like a monkey in a little gym, little jungle gym.
Yeah.
So it's like that's why I mentioned the thing earlier, because you had something set up in the Battle Royal where El Grande Americano was the reason Rey Fenix got taken out of the Battle Royal. He wasn't eliminated from Andrade or Carmelo Hayes. It was actually El Grande Americano that took him out of the match, which then ended up leading into this match that we saw take place in the night. So that's making me think in my head, since they have that angle, and since Rey Fenix did align himself with Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio this night, how about we have Rey Fenix taking Rey's spot here, and we could have him and El Grande Americano at WrestleMania? Because you look at it where like that, it's like, holy shit, this dude's been here for 3 weeks and he already has a WrestleMania match. I mean, his brother has a WrestleMania match. Why not have Rey Fenix have a WrestleMania match? I mean, it's clear as day these two are going to be absolute monsters down the line, or what people like to call demons, when it comes to just pure chaos and just awesome shit when it comes to a lot of these wrestlers. But I feel like, his brother's having a good moment with the Fatal 4-Way, and this probably wasn't something that they were expecting, or maybe it was something that maybe came a little bit earlier. Maybe this was something that they had a pull in the cards. I don't know. Maybe it could have just been something leading to the match, but I feel like if Rey's unable to compete, I feel like Rey Fenix versus El Grande Americano would be good. And I feel like it would be a great match too, potential show stealer, considering how great of wrestlers these two guys are. I feel like they could really steal the show. There's a lot of matches on the card that could really steal the show when it comes to like
a lot of matches.
I'll phrase it in a way when it comes to non-championship matches. Like, you got the Sin City Street Fight, you got this match itself, you have the I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to like overthink all the matches. Went through.
Yeah, but I said that's a good
think about them all.
4 teams about to think about over it and rank them right on top of your head.
Yeah, but it's like, just looking at those two examples I give, like non-title, because I don't want to really include a top, like it's kind of cheating a little bit. But it's like I could technically, like, I could definitely see this being a show stealer match if they go down that route. If Rey's fine, if Rey Mysterio's fine, okay. But I mean, you got an easy switcheroo right there, and you played out an angle in the show and it makes sense. It's not like you're pulling it out of left field. You could do something with that. But I feel like that was like my main takeaway, really, was, like I said, Rey Fenix being involved, Lee and Mysterio, and then the whole big question mark of Rey Mysterio's current status tomorrow. I believe that match is tomorrow.
Yes. By the way, for those that are watching us live, we're also about to wrap up our show soon and everything. Just note that Hall of Fame right now is live right now. They did a runway, they did a walk, they did a red carpet. They're doing the shabam. So if you're watching that, enjoy it. We're not doing coverage for the Hall of Fame. We maybe do discussion about the Hall of Fame and how it went for Grappling of the Week this coming Thursday on episode 14, I believe that is, from top of my head. I might be wrong or not.
Yeah.
But check that out if you guys want a more discussion Hall of Fame. We may put a little sprinkle here and there on the next couple shows, but most likely we'll put more highlight on it because Hall of Fame right now, I just saw my timeline. Really beautiful outfits and everything for said people, but we will give you better thoughts on next Thursday's show.
Yeah. And I mean, the only thing I have to say is I hope Ray's okay. And if they do have to pivot to Ray Fenix versus El Grande Americano, I mean, they did a bit of setup tonight, which is at least good. So if they had some sort of hindsight with it, hey, great job to kind of pivot and all that. Cool, neat. Oh, there's another word that you like, Triple H, isn't it? Pivot. Yeah. I've been watching your PR. I've been seeing some of those interviews,
and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you picked this up before you came back, but I told Vash that like outside of the championship matches, because I don't want to put them in this because I feel like it's cheating. I feel like outside of like those non-title matches, like when it comes to the Sin City street fight, Randy's potential match, Randy's match, because Randy always puts on bangers, and then you got, I even forgot the other one I mentioned now, Vash. But I feel like this could potentially be one of those. Oh, AJ Styles and Logan Paul. This could potentially be like another show stealer too. You fucking American.
Oh, easy.
Grande Americano, Ray Fenix. Holy shit! 3 weeks in the company, have a Mania match.
Ooh. Oh my God. Oh, especially for Ray Fenix. Like,
yeah.
I mean, just his little short bit at during like the Final Four segment of the Battle Royal tonight. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Give me more Ray Fenix. That man is a luchador.
I just want to have a side comment just to cause chaos. While we all go to sleep. Paul Heyman is sitting next to Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch at the Hall of Fame.
Huh. God damn it! I hate you all.
Here,
I hate you, WWE. I hate you.
I'll say another thing that like a little. It's a very happy thing. Lex Luger stood up.
Yes.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh my God!
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I said that too just now as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me happy. Oh man.
But hey,
man, that makes me happy.
We had a 2-man tag team match that started as a LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa, but then we also had Braun Strowman join in with Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, who's Braun
Talk to us,
yeah. So this got set up because earlier in the night, LA Knight just runs and attacks Tama Tonga, who gets sent to the hospital after that. So cool, neat.
I'm glad you used that terminology. Medical facility.
Yeah, oh yeah, like excuse me, medical facility. Ooh. We can't say hospital because they might just look up a hospital.
A hospital's like the F word to them for some reason.
It is. Just like wrestling used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Tama Tonga is basically out for the night, maybe the weekend. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see with that. Yeah, and Nick Aldis makes a match for Solo taking on LA Knight, which gets interrupted by Jacob Fatu, who comes out and attacks LA Knight, leading to a disqualification, which leads to Braun Strowman coming out, which leads to, Nick Aldis putting on his best Teddy Long impression of making a tag team match play a holla holla. Yeah, which, I mean, the face team wins with a good old BFT to Solo Sikoa for LA Knight to pick up the win. So, a few segments from this. So, LA Knight had a great promo beforehand, talking about how he's, trying to take out Tama Tonga, going to take out Solo Sikoa. And then, in the City of Chances, he's not going to be taking a chance. He's going to guarantee a victory over Jacob Fatu, which, I mean, LA Knight, if you watched our predictions last night, sorry, buddy, you're not walking out with that title.
Maybe, who knows?
Here we go.
Unless your name is Vash and you're wrong!
Vash booked this match, by the way.
Oh, man. But yeah, so like a very strong promo from LA Knight to begin with. And, the match with Solo, it was alright. It was alright. The tag match with them two, adding Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman, it was hard. I will say this: Braun was walking and running around the ring a lot quicker than he has in the past. So I don't know if like whatever like little injury he had or like whatever was going on that like people kept bitching and moaning about, like, oh, Braun's moving a lot slower than he used to. I thought he was moving a lot better tonight. I thought, he actually got some running with his like legit running with his like little train move and all that. He freaking did a double cross body and a drop kick in this match, which I don't remember the last time he's done any of those in the past. So at least he was moving around a bit more, which was good and all that. So LA Knight and him going over makes sense, especially because again, Jacob's probably taking that title away from LA Knight tomorrow.
Yes, please.
That's the thing. They keep keeping Jacob Fatu away from these pinfall losses. Like, yeah, he keeps losing these tag matches, but it's never him taking the loss.
No,
It's the other team member. So they're still protecting him in that aspect, which is good. Yes, keep protecting him so that way he can win the US title tomorrow night and all that. But yeah, what you guys think of like these segments going into this, these matches, the match?
Drop, if you don't mind, if I could
That's
go
fine.
first, because I have very little things to say about this. One,
Yeah.
LA Knight coming after Tamatanga, that was fire. He literally came out swinging. I'm like, bro, you're the face. Since when did you just come out swinging first? But I'm here for it. You're like a tweener to me. I'm all good. You took him out. The chair, the door to the car was hilarious how it came in swinging, but the way Tamatanga was showing his hand more, even though it looked like it hit here, either way, still made it work. I agree with Watkins. It's hilarious how they call it a medical facility. He's somewhere around here. It could be a hospital, it could be a lab, it could be, like a city MD. Who knows? It could be something between those lines. I laugh about that. When it comes to Jacob Fatu interrupting, not saying I didn't have it in my bingo card, but I'm more shocked that I didn't have it on my bingo card that he would not interrupt. Be like, hey, I'm gonna come here swinging. You took down my cousin. I'm gonna take you out here in your minute match. It became a tag team. Nick Aldis, I got beef with you. Why the fuck would you make this match a tag team right now tonight, but you will not make the other match that could have been and should have been added to the roster on Sunday, but instead you add it for fucking next week? You and me got beef, my G, because how do you just literally be like, hey, boys, it seems like you cannot get your hands out of yourself. You know what? Let's have you guys 2-on-2 tonight, right now. It should happen. Instead, next week. Fucking shit got me tight. Sorry, chat. As you see, I'm gonna be annoyed, angry about Nick Aldis. Him. I need to have a formal complaint. I'm Chelsea Green. I need to file a formal complaint to Nick Aldis. I got beef with you, my G. But yeah, this match was fine. Braun Strowman went over the table, and also Jacob Fatu makes sense him not getting a pin. And my dude, for you, Solo Sikoa, is what it is. But you could take an L because right now you're not getting any stock right now. So that's all I got for this match. Nick Aldis, you and me got beef, but Nick, drop this box. You and me don't got beef. So talk to me about your dots.
So when it comes to this match itself, I liked how LA Knight came out there because he is the champion at the end of the day. So obviously he needs to look strong heading into this match. And I guess it was cool to have this little tag match of him and Braun against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. I mean, to me, it didn't really do anything, but I guess it's like one of those little tidbits where it's like, you got to do something with the guys before Mania the next night. I believe this match is taking place tomorrow. If I'm not, yeah, it is because IC1's on Sunday.
Mhm.
So it's like you got to do a little something to add like a little extra spice before we move into that final shebang between LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. So that's how I personally looked at it. And again, I'm just looking forward to seeing what's going to be happening later tonight when it comes to this match between LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. I'm just hoping cards are played out. They're played out right. Hoping we don't have any shenanigans take place within the match itself, because I'm not going to be a happy camper if I come on the show a little bit that later in the night talking about the match. Just a little heads up there. No solo Sikoa involvement, please and thank you. Do not need that. And
Please,
I mean, yeah,
none.
yeah. I mean, I'll just have Braun Strowman beat him up backstage. Do that, whatever. Keep him away.
Yeah, please, please.
Yeah.
We beg of you.
Yeah.
Keep those two away. As much as I like my nah,
Yeah.
keep them away from this.
Yeah. No.
No.
We don't need that.
No. Like, yeah, no. Like, quick.
I mean, for all we
Daniel
know,
Bryan
guys,
thing, but-
like the guys might be doing the sidecast tomorrow. Watkins might be doing one of that poltergeist shit where he's like going into the TV, and then you'll see Watkins a part of WrestleMania. You see Solo Sikoa going in there. Watkins ends up giving Solo Sikoa a stunner, rock bottom.
I'll give him a thumb.
Tombstone pile driver, attitude adjustment, you name it. And then you'll see him hop back on the live, and then everything perfectly balanced as it should be.
I'm
Yes,
more
Thanos.
likely to jump through the screen if it's Chelsea Green, but that's besides the point. Anyways, hey, look, WWE Tag Team titles are on the line tonight in a match that started happening, and then DIY comes out to cause a DQ, steal the titles, and Nick Aldis takes the titles away. He's just like, all right, I've had enough.
Damn.
TLC match next week on SmackDown, which, hey, Triple H, you like hearing the crowds? You like them being the critics? Guess what? They were booing that, weren't they?
Yes,
They were booing that.
Yeah.
Man, all right, I'm sorry. If there was anything that was just like a big old stinker in this night,
It was this
it
one.
might have been this. It might have been this. Because, like, even like as the match started and kept going, I'm like, it was one of those moments where, and I've said this before on this show too. It's like it was one of those moments where like you could tell something was gonna happen. Where it's like these guys aren't really giving it their all. They're not really feeling this match at all right now. What's going on here? Something's gonna happen, and that something did happen with DIY just costing the whole match itself. And yeah, we're getting a TLC match on SmackDown next week instead of something that could have been set up for WrestleMania like a week or two ago, but no, we can't have any of our tag team titles on. Oh wait, no. We're getting the World Tag titles, but I mean that better have Big E coming back if that's going to be on the card over the SmackDown tag titles.
Hope so.
Yeah, again, if I had one stinker from the night, it would have been this. Like I don't know if I'm alone in that or not, but what do you guys think?
Don't even ask me. I went on a rant already. Go drop. I'm sorry. I don't got anything positive to say out of this before I go on a bitch rant again.
Oh, that's perfect. So basically, like, I mean, I would have swapped this with what we have tomorrow night or whenever that tag match is taking place, because it's like at least the SmackDown tag division is like intriguing. I mean, I would have done it a little bit differently. I would have had, honestly, what was fucking set up later in the night. Like, I honestly, like, the way that they actually set it up things a little bit later, I actually would make that the WrestleMania match. I honestly would have had it where it's like the Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY in a TLC match at WrestleMania. That's what I would do.
Look, I love Randy.
Yeah.
Just take him out from WrestleMania. He doesn't have an opponent. The open challenge sounds cool. No, I get it. But if we had to take something out to replace this, as much as I'm a big Randy fan, I will sing his song tomorrow or Sunday when it happens. But I would have loved to have seen Street Profits, Machine Gun, and DIY in this TLC ladder match.
Oh, I just gave you one. I just said swap out the other one. Do you really care that much about New Day versus the War?
I'm being optimistic, hoping that relates to Big E. If tomorrow we don't get
That's the only reason. That's literally the only reason that they better have that on there.
Yeah,
is
because there's no story involving.
It gets physical.
It's just it falls flat. It falls flat. Like you really fucked us up.
Yeah, if not, just wasted our time pretty much. Yeah,
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 exactly.
I get
Like-
I get that sort of aspect, but like I would
Yeah.
even try to like I feel like Randy is too big to really kick him off, so it probably would have to be something.
Oh, yeah.
else. But that's the thing. Randy's a pretty big name. It's like
Yeah.
you can't get rid of him. I mean, I personally don't like thinking about getting rid of things, but I know for sure you can't get rid of that guy. But
No.
I don't know, man. It's just strange. Like, basically, my whole issue with this is there's some things that make sense to take place the night before Mania, and then there's some things that don't. And I feel like you could have easily like done something a little bit differently with this, because this, I mean, let's even like think outside the box of it. Like, even if this wasn't like a Big E related, not a Big E related thing, I just feel like maybe I don't know, man. Like, it's just very weird booking. That's all I'm gonna say. It's just like, I don't know.
Like the
Like,
crowd
yeah,
booed.
it's
The
very-
crowd
it's very
even
mysterious.
once they heard that
Yeah.
they booed. Like literally the second after
Yeah.
Nick Aldis announced it
Yeah.
that hey, next week on SmackDown, the immediate boo. The crowd didn't like that shit. I believe Drop heard me. I was mad. I bet you if my girl's still awake, she'd be like, yeah, he said that shit. I was pissed. I believe I even tweeted it. I don't tweet during the show. I literally write it during the threads, or if me and Walkers are doing sidecast. I don't waste my time when it comes to that. But I was so annoyed that I tweeted. I'm like, yo, this shit is a problem. What kind of bullshit is this? Street Profits,
Yeah.
Machine Gun, they literally have a better tag team story that's been going on since January, since Machine Gun has
Yeah.
been introduced to DIY as well with the other tag team. Yes, it's been the same 5 people, but at least it's been interesting. The back and forth, the wrestling, everything. Fuck this shit.
Yeah. Like,
Mm.
it just, I don't know, man. It's just dumb. It's kind of dumb. It's really just
Yeah.
it's baffling, you know.
Yeah.
What
And
else is dumb?
again, I keep harping on the whole thing that Triple H said about like, oh, critiques and the internet shouldn't be critiquing
Honestly,
all that stuff.
you know,
just shut up and watch it. All that.
Actually-
It's just like, dude.
Yeah. Actually, now that I'm like sitting down and thinking about it, like, since we were talking about like a better placement with this, I feel like if they could have had like both tag team titles on the match plus the women's IC, like one on each night, I feel like you could have had a better layout with that. That's all you really needed. You needed the other tag team on here, and then both of the women's tag titles. You have to at least have all of your titles on this event. I don't know why it
Hopefully-
was so hard.
Hopefully that's the goal next year. Hopefully where they're smart that hey guys, you don't gotta have a fucking 2-hour pre-show on both nights. You could just have an hour pre-show, and then you could have, instead of starting at 7, start at 6, where you can
Yeah.
have an actual IC title and the US title for the mid card of both men's and women's being presented on the biggest fucking show of the year being shown. Now we're in our next segment is going to be Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega, where Zelina Vega took 2 W's on the U.S. champion on a non-title match. What the fuck does that make sense?
Yeah, why wasn't this a title match? Why didn't you make this a title match?
I was so confused when I saw this. I literally thought that's
was
what this
too.
was. That, like, when I saw this get announced, I was like, okay, so they're actually like, because it seemed like they were doing. I was talking to Vash, like, when we were watching it together, where I was like, the document's gonna look like so weird later, because it's like we knew all of the matches ahead of time throughout the show, but then okay, we're not doing this 3-on-3 women's match anymore. We're not doing they did something else on here too. It was another the whole LA Knight thing too, right? It was like another match,
and the other 6-man tag match had to be added.
Yeah, so it's like they threw like a whole bunch of other shit on here. And then you look at this Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega thing, I was like, okay, Nick Aldis is tired of all the shit that's going on. Zelina's going to have a match with Chelsea Green. And then this, I honestly thought when I was looking, I was like, oh my God, like we're having a title match. Are we going to potentially get like a title swap here or whatever, or just getting a Chelsea Green, at least if as much as we wanted it on the Mania card, is she gonna get one moment on here, putting her title on before Mania, and it's like Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega, and then she wins the match, and then I'm like, oh, I don't even
I was
have
expected to hear a new U.S. title champion. I'm like, wait, why am I not hearing that? Why is she just running out? Wait, this wasn't a fucking title match? What the fuck was the point then?
No,
was so stupid.
Yeah.
they didn't do the traditional thing in the
that's what
middle.
really
Yes, that should have been the
Like,
obvious
and that-
part. They didn't do that. I should have realized that.
Well, like that's the thing. It's just like, you know, when the match was announced, like I kind of wish you guys were seeing the notes at the time too, because it's like I actually, you know, deleted the 6-woman tag. I was just like, oh, it's gonna be a singles match for the U.S. title. Great, perfect. And I literally put U.S. Women's Championship, Chelsea versus Zelina, and then they did the entrances. No, like, this contest is for, and I'm like, wait, this is another non-title match.
Yeah, because like, didn't she get a win like last week with whatever they did?
Yeah, last week was literally the week they did the count-out thing.
Yeah,
like that was literally a week ago.
Yeah, so it's
that they could have just built upon.
Yeah.
So
it's like now she had to get another win to justify a win that she already had, and then the win that she got here it just makes her the #1 contender. And then, I mean, more than likely, I don't really see her winning. I don't really. I noticed. This is almost like the Meechin situation.
I do want to add,
that's the thing. Yeah,
that Watkins was spitting facts, because I looked through the document in the history. Like, if anybody have ever used your Google document, I just want to check the history, and then look at the history. There's 3 slashes of 3 different matches that he wrote. He wrote.
I knew it was gonna be like that.
Oh, he wrote Zelina Vega. You know, Kating. That is true. Kating and Katana got written off. They were supposed.
Yeah, what the hell happened with them?
And they were literally having a fucking petition last week when people was rooting for them that they should have won, and she kept retweeting, quote retweeting everyone saying, yeah, emoji and everything. Imagine if she got in fucking trouble saying that, yo, you put it too much on the spotlight and everything, and then she got written off. If that's the case, that's some kind of bullshit.
Yeah, it's their fault for advertising it like that, because they fucked us. They fooled us too. Because it's like I was just looking at like the whole groundwork of this. I'm like, it's like I said, it's another Meechin situation where it's like all over the place. And I thought we were getting into the Zelina thing was gonna be a different outcome, but it's pretty much like the exact same shit all over and over and over again. And I don't even see Zelina winning now.
That's what I was getting into. It's just like now that we've given her like 2 wins over Chelsea, like, is she even gonna win the title now? Because like, here's the other thing too. I don't even recall this unless this happened like last week or the week before. Chelsea has a new entrance.
The Nicki Minaj theme.
Thing. What thing? It's like, it's the whole like pledge your allegiance to Chelsea Green. Like, how can you continue that thing?
I was thinking about the Zelina thing, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no. Well, the Zelina thing, yeah. That I mean, that's just different anyways, but like but no, with like Chelsea Green's like intro to her song, it's like that's even been changed very recently. It's like, well, now she can't really drop the title, because how can we pledge our allegiance to somebody who's not the US champion?
Yeah, I know. I like as much as that's like a unique thing that they do, I never really been a fan of that. Like, I don't know if you saw that stuff with Thea Hale on NXT, where like Thea Hale came back and she had like I think she was using somebody's theme from TNA, but the way that her song starts off before she comes out, it's like, I'm a grown ass woman, and then the fucking song plays, and I'm like, why the fuck do I want to hear this when I'm watching like NXT? Like, what the fuck is this shit? It's like me coming out saying, I love drinking water. Da na 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 na. I was like, that's one of the things I hate about Death Rebels, the fact that they're doing this stupid shit where it's like, I need to let you know that Tiffany Stratton likes peanut butter, or Jacob Fatu loves playing NBA or 2K, or Imagine Randy Orton, like, even though he stood his ground and he didn't want to deal with that Def Rebel shit. Imagine he got fucking Def Rebeled and it's like, I put 800 plus hours in Elden Ring. I hear voices in my head. It's like, I hate that fucking word shit. It pisses me off so much. I don't know when this fucking contract is going away. You do something about it immediately. Listen to the fans, my ass. I mean, what the fuck is this shit? Thankfully, the Samoans and the Joshis don't have to deal with this shit, and a lot of their key players. But it's like, God, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not
Are
joking.
you serious when you say that her entrance, her beginning thing, is I'm a grown ass.
You're gonna hear this tomorrow in the NXT Stand and Deliver, most likely.
Oh yeah.
In the ladder match, in the pre-show.
Oh no, that's not in the pre-show.
Oh, it's not. It's, yeah,
That
yes,
better,
no,
I was gonna say that better not be on the pre-show.
Is that?
No.
Yes.
Oh,
my
what?
God. Your face reaction was hilarious. Just hearing this clip. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Chelsea Green is in the Vega. It's been a rocky roller coaster. This whole booking of Chelsea Green in the U.S. title run. Best of luck, neck out as Triple H in the writers' room because really need to pick
I'll
this
even
up.
add it in the chat.
It has not been entertaining in the best way possible. Very disappointed because we were hoping the best. Look, as much as Watkins tweets it out, we do support Chelsea Green. We are a big fan of her. We would love to interview and talk of the indies, talk what you have done with Penta. We would love to see you do something like that if it ever happens to be, but we cannot take you serious if you continue losing as a match from count out, and then with this week being it should have been a 6-man still because this don't look good for your champion, and it shouldn't be in a comedy because right now with Chelsea Green with holding a title, it doesn't work. If she had a non-title, the comedy type of gimmick of her character works, but with the title, it just looks that the title looks weakened, lackluster, and doesn't hold strong, and that doesn't help for your roster or it doesn't help for your characters. That's all I had to say. Last mic drop.
I just took a listen to that damn shit.
Yeah, you heard it in the beginning, right?
That's ass.
Yeah, I know.
That's ass.
That's like
a whole big old booty cheeks.
Yeah, it's like you tuck
and
that
not
shit
the good
away.
kind of booty cheeks.
Yeah, it's like if you take that shit away, the entrance song is fine, but that fucking beginning part ruined it.
Yeah. Just do better. That's all we ask.
Yeah, I know, man.
Let's just hit our quick fire segments real quick. Charlotte and Tiffany kind of had some sit down segments. Charlotte just says a bunch of nothing, like, "Oh, hey, we got you invested in the match. Herpaderpader. Tune in to watch." It's like, cool, great. We're gonna tune in anyways to watch, but awesome. Tiffany, honestly, the way she's talking, like she had this promo, she had another one that was making the rounds earlier on Twitter that I saw.
Oh yeah.
She's dropping the title. I'm sorry, everybody. The way she's kind of talking, she's dropping. She's dropping that title. Unfortunately,
I hope not. I feel like I have
a
sad.
big feeling
I feel like she's sad that she's dropping the title or got told already or something, and I feel like she's pissed about it with the way she's not putting her energy with the promo because the one that she sat down with Wade. By the way, you look gorgeous, Tiffany. You look marvelous. But it looks like you wasn't locked in the promo. You wasn't focused, and I'm not sure if that's the point. Because you did bring that up that you did mention like I was rattled back then, but hey, I got myself back together, which makes sense. But
who was?
I'm afraid to crash out. I'm afraid I am gonna
who
crash
was,
out.
Charlotte or Tiffany? Because Tiffany was.
Yes, Tiffany.
Oh, I would honestly, I would have to disagree. I feel like Charlotte seemed a little lost. Like she was trying to build the sandcastle, but she didn't have the bucket or the shovel to really help her out.
Because with like Charlotte's interview, it seemed like in a way, it kind of seemed like she was trying to apologize for shit.
Yeah.
And try to come across like she was a better person. But I mean, the damage has kind of already been done, girl.
Yeah, because it's like because when I was
Yeah.
listening to hers, it's like, oh yeah, yes. Uh, it just seemed like it was very off-putting. It's like she was kind of lost in the woods.
We're
She didn't really
invested.
know. Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
really know like
Oh
exactly.
my gosh, she kept repeating it like 4 times.
Yeah.
You invested. You're invested. You're like, bitch.
Yeah,
Switch it up with the
it's
word.
it's
Have you ever been
basically
taught
like
about the source? Switch
yeah.
up the different version of those words you're repeating.
Yeah, it's basically she was lost in a corn maze. That's basically the best way to summarize Charlotte. Tiffany, it honestly felt a little bit more
Yeah.
genuine with me because I could at least understand what Tiffany was saying within that segment. I didn't even have any issues with Tiffany that much. I wasn't expecting anything mind blowing, but if I had to compare the two, I mean Tiffany one made a lot more sense compared to Charlotte's, where it's like it's also something I noticed too when she was like doing these little events for fanatics. She just seems like she's so lost when it comes to like where she is, if she's like in front of people speaking about something, or she's not understanding what people are saying around her. And it's not me making fun of her, it's just something I noticed that was like a little bit similar here,
Yeah.
where it's like Wade Barrett was giving her pretty easy questions to answer, to really have the back and forth conversation, have some rhythm with it. And it just didn't really seem like the stars weren't aligning on her end.
Yeah, it was
But,
a really weird
yeah.
interview segments and all that. The next thing, I mean, Randy issues an open challenge for night 2 of WrestleMania. He's gonna get all oiled up as a baby and everything. We had mentioned this in our predictions last night about who we think might
I don't
face
even know.
Orton. It's a good thing we got that confirmed tonight. So cool, great, awesome, fantastic. So if you want to hear who we think might face Orton, go ahead and check out our prediction show from last night. All the timestamps are up there. So if you want to check that out, go right ahead. Just this was just confirmation that it was gonna be on the show. So cool,
Yeah.
great, awesome. Randy, I'll see you on Sunday. I'm gonna grab my wrestling shoes from back in high school. Hopefully they still fit, and we'll have a good old match. But I'll hit you with the old rope a dope and all that. And then we finally got another final video package from Aleister Black, who seems to be coming next week on 4/25/25. Great timing too with that because they played it right before Zelina Vega's match. So
Very
good on
fitting.
you there, girl.
It's very
Yeah,
I like how
they're really
doing
playing it
that.
on the nose.
Yeah.
Do it.
I mean, and I like
Yeah.
that. It's very fitting too. It's pretty cute too, how they're like doing the little husband and wife thing. And I'm excited for
Yeah.
this. Like that's one thing I can say that I was looking forward to in the show is whenever we're gonna get something of Aleister Black again. Like I am so excited to see him. Like that's definitely reaction worthy itself.
Yeah.
Just seeing what his presentation's gonna be. Is he gonna come out with "No man is ever truly good, man is truly evil"? Like if I hear that fucking song, dude, I'm gonna fanboy like crazy. Like that song just goes so hard. And that song itself, the people that made that song is Code Orange, if I'm not mistaken. And they also did
I'd have
Shatter.
to go back.
They also did Shatter, which is the current theme that the Wyatt6 have right now. So I'm thinking, if they can use Shatter, why can't they use that one? Because it doesn't make sense if this song is okay, but not this one.
True.
I feel like it should make sense. They own it.
Yeah.
They're letting the Wyatts use it. Why can't you do that? Like I feel like when it comes to a lot of these vignettes, they've been really pushing Aleister hard, and I'm expecting a really good presentation for him. I don't see any pushover shit. I don't see any cheap shit happening with him. I really do expect him to be in a level where he needs to be because he has the look. He's a great wrestler. He's just the whole package, and I'm all for creating new stars and actually aligning Aleister, which I do recall is what Triple H intended to do with him when he came on the main roster, was to make him proper main eventer, kind of like how he wanted to do with Adam Cole too when he was having him on the main roster. But I'm super excited. I mean, the Raw after
Same here, dude.
WrestleMania, like Raw after Mania, SmackDown after Mania, it's exciting. You could potentially even get Rusev on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great if we got Rusev on Monday. So,
I'm excited for it.
yeah,
Those are my
so we're good.
words. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yep.
So, that's happening next week. And
Oh boy.
what's probably going to also happen next week is another SmackDown episode, because that's the end of this SmackDown episode.
Yeah.
Again, this was the final one before Mania. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we've got WrestleMania. We've got Stand and Deliver. We got WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday. We got Raw on Monday, the Raw after Mania and all that. And we've got tons of content coming out between like sidecasts, between our streams coming on here, talking about these shows. Like, we got a lot of stuff coming out for you guys to talk about all these shows and all this big wrestling. Because again, like, we've reached that turning point of the year when it comes to WWE. This is our season finale slash premieres too, with a lot of things, because like, again, some feuds carry through WrestleMania, some feuds continue on even to next WrestleMania. It just depends on the feud and all that. So a lot of good stuff happened tonight. A lot of stuff, near the end that we talked about that were like very questionable at best, but WWE, we know you can do better. It's just, we want you to choose to do better. So please do better on certain aspects. And I'm really hoping after this WrestleMania we start kind of seeing some of that stuff. But we're finally here. We're finally at the biggest show. I'm a little bit more hyped than I was maybe last night. That might be just due to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Yeah, I'm excited, guys. What about you guys? Are you guys a little bit more hyped for the show coming into this weekend?
I'm gonna keep it simple for you. I'm gonna give you a little 2-hit combo. One, I'm excited for this WrestleMania. It's our second time around. We already put our feet wet from a year ago. Now we know what we're doing. We know we're gonna be excited to do a little breakdown and analysis. We're gonna be doing a sidecast, NXT Stand and Deliver. I've been somewhat knowing the storyline that's been going on, so I'm here for it. If I have any questions, I know Job can fill me in. And also to you, chat, also follow us on twitch.tv/MLW Studio for the Stand Deliver and for the WrestleMania sidecast of night 1 and night 2. And as you see it down below is Drop This Box, Walkers MW, Animal Studio, Legendary Vash, and the hashtag and the handle of Weebs Of The Ring. That is my 2-hit combo, the plugs, and my opinion for the WrestleMania that's going to be for this weekend. Drop, how about you?
I am excited for WrestleMania because it's the one show, just like the Royal Rumble, that has me on the edge of my seat. It gives me a lot of anxiety, and it just puts you in a world that, even though you're not there, it just feels like you're there in person, witnessing everything. That it's basically just like this wild roller coaster ride. Like, when you're there, it's like you're going all the way up, you go down, it just, everything's popping out you. Oh my god, holy shit, didn't expect that to happen. Holy shit, that was a great match. I'm just really looking forward to it. The next 2 days are going to be fun.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a blast, and hopefully you guys are ready to have a blast with us through it all. So again, that was our show tonight, so thank you everybody for joining us for this final SmackDown before WrestleMania on WrestleMania Eve nonetheless. Yeah, so thank you again for taking time out of your day to listen to the Weebs of the Ring podcast. If you enjoyed what we had to say, again, Vash told you exactly where to find us on all those social media platforms. Be sure to check us out on all of those, and be sure to also use a certain hashtag known as Weebs of the Ring. That's a great way to talk to us about these wrestling shows before, during, or after the events. And it's also a good way to kind of give us some feedback on the show, because we are nothing without you guys tuning in, and we love to enhance our game even further and go beyond Plus Ultra, all that good fun stuff. Weebs of the Ring is presented by Animal Weed Studio. Thanks, of course, to our production team for all of the hard work that they put in every single day of every single week, of every single hour, of every single minute, second, of every single coming to the years that we're going to be doing this thing. So thank you once again, and as always, just remember, no stunt grannies were harmed in the recording of this podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night, and we will see you tomorrow for WrestleMania 41.
See you guys.
Yeet.